Okay. What's up, my fellow lovely introverts? We are here just chilling because of the C word. We are here chilling, yeah, in a rather introverted way because of the C word. um, but yeah, let me just share the link to this stream right in the shell of my Discord server, and we'll see. All right. Still, nobody else has arrived yet, so I think I'm going to just go ahead and play some Overwatch in the meantime while waiting for people to come on. I don't like to just hang out. I like to also uh, sometimes do gaming at the same time. Hopefully, Overwatch doesn't have to do an update. Hopefully, the Blizzard staff hasn't been really hard hit because of the C word. Shit. Oh. I just realized that a couple of my in real life friends are playing Overwatch right now. What would be real fun is if I could, like, play with them in, like, a couple hours. That is, if they'd be still playing by then, but it might be kind of doubtful. But holy shit. Overwatch does has to update. Ugh. Ugh. Alright. People join in. You know, I kind of wish that I was like an incredible Aspie and that I could like singly just entertain everybody by singing a little ditty or something, by playing guitar and just, for one thing, don't have hardly any musical talent enough to play guitar, and secondly, I don't have exactly the greatest voice. But that's probably a no duh type of thing for go to another server. I'm streaming right now to watch. Still nobody has arrived on here yet. Got one viewer, but though it's probably me that they're counting as that one viewer. Oh, shit. There's some edginess off of Facebook. Um, I don't even know if I dare watch it or not, or read it out loud. I mean, or not. What is going on right here? This is obviously an older video right here because it looks like it's summertime, and we have like a fat dude. Here, I'm gonna show this shit right now. Actually, oh, Koi Monster.
Hello.
Hello
I
again.
sound better.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
sound a bit
sound
better.
better.
You sound better.
Okay, that's good.
All
That's
right.
good. Sorry, I was on my phone. I should have known better than to share on my or to join on my phone.
Uh, it's all right. But this, I just found this. Like, it's just some older video. It looks like it's just a old fat dude riding a surfboard simulator. I'm curious as to what kind of a failure that this ends up in. So let's
Oh
watch for a
no, I'm
little bit.
scared.
Saw this off of Facebook too, by the way. Which, by the way, I should probably be careful
It's
with the
doing
screen
okay
sharing
so far.
because people will find out names of my friends and all that shit.
Oh no.
Ah!
Wipe out.
He's got, he's still got like jet speed water spraying at him.
Ow. Oh jeez. Oh.
They're like, that's awesome, man. He can't get up.
So
Water
anyways, what I
splashed his
missed.
face, so obviously. You didn't miss much. I just
Alright.
started the stream.
That's cool.
Um, why aren't there handles on doors?
Anymore. I don't know. Oh, because the woofu.
Oh, this meme right here. Okay, I got screen shared this. So this is not showing any of my friends' names, so this is safe right here. Look at the screen.
Oh jeez. By the way, guys, I don't have it. I'm always coughing. Acid reflux.
I'm not too concerned. That's funny. It's because of the C word. By the way, I would rather um
The
actually
alcohol virus. I could use some alcohol right now.
yeah, the beer virus.
The wacky
Well,
tobacco virus.
just by saying the word virus, we're probably still going to get advertise a whole bunch of CDC stuff underneath this video
Sorry,
now.
dude. Sorry, dude.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
Don't call it
you
a
know,
virus. Call it. What's the PC term for virus? Cell splitter. I don't know.
so wow, that's
Advanced cell invaders. There you go.
got a friend in the chat. What's up, Arkham? And no, he's not in call. He just looked on stream. Now I remember what I was wanting to do on Facebook. I was wanting to like share a link to my Hangout stream.
Cool. I would have Facebook for my business, but it's like they take all of your information, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure it's pretty much shit in that regard. But I have Facebook nowadays mostly for the happiness of it and whatnot. You need to restart the application to finish installing a required update.
Oh my god, I'm so sick of hearing about this stupid thing. It's like I'm getting ads up the wazoo in my emails for the beer cell divider.
the beer virus, the C word, the forbidden C word. Oh, Echoes of Echo, a history of Hero 32. Looks like they're now adding a new character to Overwatch. This is nice.
Oh fuck! I need to renew my stupid
it's like
my domain on my freaking site.
It's like a female robot lady or something.
What is
I'm gonna close
it?
down Overwatch right now.
Oh, Overwatch. Ugh, I'm so ugh. Another company to go woke and go broke, basically, or at least not quite yet.
I think one of the reasons as to why nobody really cares so much about the wokeness category of it is, for one thing, the game came out in the 2000s and it attracted pretty much nothing but millennials. I mean, there's certainly some Gen Xers that play. I mean, I know a guy named Tower of Shandor. He plays the game a lot. He's an obvious Gen Xer, but that staple audience is millennials. And I think the reason as to why that nobody cares about the wokeness about Overwatch is because of the fact that it's a fresh new property. Well, relatively fresh.
No, and not so much what they put into Overwatch, but the way the company is acting now.
Ah, right. You're talking about in regards of China, right?
Yeah. Did you see what they did with the what happened with the competitor that those two competitors that were at that big event?
I vaguely heard about it when I was listening to Micah and the Hatman podcast, but aside from that, not really. Tell me the
Oh
specifics.
what happened? I think, do you follow the quartering? Because he did a video on it. Basically, they had the most embarrassing thing yet. Like, it wasn't bad enough that they treat their customers like shit on a daily basis. At the competition, one of their servers kept crashing.
I've watched the quartering on occasion, but I'm
He
not
did a video
subscribed to
on
the
it a
guy.
month ago.
Ah,
Just
yeah.
watch his videos on Blizzard.
Maybe I'll check it out. I actually gotta like watch the one video from Micah Curtis's main channel where he goes talking about Blizzard endorses China or
Oh
whatever the
yeah,
exact
that
name of the
BS.
title
Oh
was.
my god, it's like, why are you like? Because yeah, I get China's got a huge population, but there's no guarantee they're gonna buy your crap, even if you censor it and everything. Because that's what's happening. Did you hear about Mulan getting canceled over there?
Oh yeah,
Oh, sweet karma on that.
Shang Li not being included in the movie. That was disappointment in of itself. Like I
Yeah, I was gonna say
understand them.
anyways.
I understand them taking Mushu out because they want to do something a little bit more nitty and gritty and down to earth. It's apparent that's what they want to do. Come on, Google Drive, come up.
Or they could have just made him less comedic, maybe. I mean, it's like, come on, you gotta have some comic relief in it, but they make him a little bit more serious. I don't know.
Make Mushu a little bit more serious.
Yeah, the dragon, right? I
Yeah,
did not.
that's Mushu the
Oh yeah,
dragon.
because I didn't watch it growing up. Sorry, guys.
Dishonor upon you,
Yeah, I know.
dishonor on your cow, dishonor.
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
Yeah. Played by the also infamous Eddie Murphy.
Yep. He just went right downhill after Shrek, didn't he? That's what I heard.
I I did not hear so much controversy about the guy. I just hear that the guy is kind of retired. Like I mean the guy has like been playing in nothing but crap, outright crap movies in his in the latest bit of his what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, his catalog of movies that he's played in. I mean,
Yeah, but I
let's put
also heard some other controversial things. Apparently, well, this is coming from Nostalgia Critic, but I'd have to look into it more. But
oh
but keep in mind, he also during the whole Bill Cosby controversy investigation, he took he took his side basically.
was that before it was proven?
I don't. Oh, okay, yeah, I don't remember, but yeah. Then
Because
again, like again, I said my source is Nostalgia Critic. I'm gonna have to check up on that.
because if it was before it was proven, well then I cannot blame Eddie Murphy that much. But if it was after he was proven and he's still thinking Bill Cosby is such a good guy and whatnot, well then
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy, that is a bit of controversy on his part. And yeah, fuck Nostalgia Critic as well. Like
Yeah,
I pretty much fell off the bandwagon of watching Nostalgia Critic ever since watching. I can't remember that channel's name. There was this one channel
Channel
that
Awful. Channel Awesome was what he's with, and people are calling it Channel Awful because of the whole controversy. There's like a ton of controversies that came out with it.
no, but there was this one channel whose videos I've watched. I think it was a British dude or Irish dude or
Oh,
something.
that. I think I know who you're talking about. He does video game trivia or whatever.
I'm not so sure if it's that, but he did like a full, like over 1 hour documentary talking about the change the channel drama.
Oh no
and
no 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 no! Oh okay, I know who you're talking about. The down the rabbit hole guy. Something. I can't pronounce his real name. I wish he'd just change his channel to Down the Rabbit Hole because that's what his series is.
All right, you know what? Now it's gonna kill me if I don't find out what exactly the guy's channel name is. Now I need a.
I know what it is. It's like I can't put my finger quite on it though. Oh yeah, and there's this funny podcast.
Cinematic Venom.
Oh no, not that guy. I'm thinking of somebody else. What the heck? There was
But
another
yeah.
guy though. Down the Rabbit Hole also covered that whole controversy because he also covered the document, and he interviewed somebody, and where they started to uncover the whole Jew Wario controversy.
Apparently, most recent video by Cinematic Venom is a 2 hour video saying the downfall of hashtag change the channel. Channel Awesome has seen. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to put that on my watch later list. And Cinematic Venom, has he still. Okay, no, never mind.
Okay, well, I was thinking of somebody else.
Cinematic Venom, he's like brought back up the ratings. Like for some reason, Cinematic Venom had like turned off the ratings and comments of his video for a little bit, and now he's just recently put it back up. I thought I had liked the original documentary about Change the Channel. Let me re-like that right now. That's weird. Did someone say the downfall of Change the Channel? Yes, we did. Brock McGinnis. It was just a video title that I was reading up. And hello, Lonely Wolf.
Hello there. Hello, random citizen.
Hello.
This is. Whoa, you trying
If
to
my
you trying to imitate a windy day or something?
Darth Vader. Although Darth Vader would be cool too.
But yeah,
yeah.
Go on.
Please
Like if my audio's like probably
move
bad,
away
it's
from the-
I
step
don't
away
know.
from
I'm
the
having
mic.
internet issues.
Step away from the mic, sir.
Yeah, no, your mic is fine. In fact, it's so high quality and that's freaking loud.
Ouch.
Oh, okay. I'll
And for some
turn it back a bit.
unfortunate
Yeah.
And for
do
some
that.
unfortunate reason, I cannot adjust volumes between the callers. Like, you know the little 3-dot button that's underneath people's icons? The little 3-dot button? The little 3-dot button has only 2 options, kick from studio or ban from studio. I don't have a audio adjuster option. That's the one unfortunate thing about StreamYard. Anyway. That's fine. I stopped supporting Change the Channel after the documentary. What do you mean by you stopped supporting Change the Channel?
You mean Channel Awesome?
No. Brock McGinnis saying he said he stopped supporting Change the Channel after the documentary. I do not know if that's a misspell or if he. I don't know if he like misspoke and he actually meant Channel Awesome and not Change the Channel. But hey, Indy, if you're interested, come on stream and talk to us about that. It's an open invite. I sent it on my in the general chat of my Discord. Wait, no, I did not send a freaking thing on my Discord. Here, let me fix that. I thought I did. Dang it! There we go. There we go. All right. He said one moment, so yeah, he'll come on and we'll have a conversation about Channel Awesome, I guess. But yeah, Cinematic Venom. I watched his documentary about it, and I could not get the taste of Channel Awesome out of my mouth ever since. And you know it's unfortunate because Channel Awesome, the nostalgia critic, anyways, he like inspired a whole shit ton of movie reviewers with of how that they are to set up their movie reviews. You know, it would be like a play-by-play, scene-by-scene review as you're watching the movie. You know, and Unusual Suspect. I don't know if you've ever watched Unusual Suspect. Have you ever watched him, Koi?
I think I did in high school. We watched it for part of a class. Is that
Unusual
the
Suspect?
Yeah.
That's a British guy. British guy with the flat cap. With the kind of long, almost triangular looking face and the flat cap.
Sorry, my cats are like wandering around. I would have to see a preview of it.
The Unusual Suspect. Let me.
I think it is. I know what you are talking about, but Yeah, I saw it back in high school in one of my classes.
No. I'm talking about the movie reviewer.
Oh, okay. Ugh.
I'm gonna send a link to you of who I'm talking about, Koi, on Discord.
Okay, sorry. I'm just so freaking
That's a
derpy.
channel. But yeah, Unusual Suspect.
Okay, yeah, I don't know that guy. Sorry. I know the movie it's referring to, but not the. Hello there.
Hello.
Gonna catch
What's
some Pokemon?
What's up, Brock? But yeah, Unusual Suspect. I'm pretty sure that he got a lot of his inspiration from Nostalgia Critic, and now I'm trying to do my own movie review, which I'm kind of inspired a little bit by Unusual Suspect with the same formula as him to do. You know,
Hey, where'd you go?
Lonely Wolf. Yeah, I don't know. He's a little bit sporadic in that sort of way. But so, Brock,
Mhm.
how you doing, dude?
Could be better.
How's the movie project going?
Going as slow as ever.
So is my movie review of Ratchet and Clank. Keep on getting bogged down by all these more serious projects, which I need to like devolve away a little bit more from. I just recently put in like a new job application for finding a new job, so that's at least something focusing on my personal life.
Well, good luck with that. With them quarantining everything. Oops, sorry.
I was about
Well,
to say,
I live in Kansas, so it's not as bad as New York or California. And the application I put in was another manufacturing job. It's mostly like retailers and other luxury type of industries like sports, for example, that have been hit the hardest.
wait, you're in
I mean, I
Kansas?
can only hope that the employer wouldn't be so much of a germaphobe or so paranoid about the C word to want to avoid hiring anyone new.
The beer cell divider.
Yes, the beer cell divider.
Wait, God, how can you say that you're in Kansas? I mean, your camera's clearly in color.
I don't
But-
think we're in Kansas anymore.
I had to put that in there.
Hold on, guys. We're back. My cats are getting into something.
Oh, it's okay. Wait until I don't know. So, tell me, Brock, when you said that's fine, I stopped supporting Change the Channel after the documentary. Like, mm, mm, are you talking about you stopped supporting all the anti-channel awesome people?
Not
I'm back.
exactly, but I just stopped supporting the movement.
Okay. Well, why is that, if I may ask?
A lot of the people there act the exact same way they accused Channel Awesome of.
You know, it's ironic. It kind of reminds me of Onision versus anti-Onision.
Ugh.
Like Shiloh is like if you guys ever watched Nicholas Diorio, Diorio did a video talking about how Shiloh kind of had a breakdown of people daring to ask her questions and whatnot. Sarah did some mistakes too, but I think she at least apologized, is what I recall. But Shiloh and some of the other anti-Onision people are being not just as bad, but almost as bad as Onision in their behavior
Ooh.
towards other people over the internet. Anyways, like obviously nobody has like gone to the same level as Onision to go so far of child grooming or anything like that, or at least so far according to the what's seen anyways. But how they treat other people over the internet, it's kind of along the same lines of narcissism. And now you're talking about all the anti-Channel Awesome people acting in the same way as Channel
Well,
Awesome.
A lot of them, not all of them. That's
Yeah.
subjective.
Obviously not all of them. Like there's another I guess I don't know if he likes to be called it or not, but the right opinion, another anti-Onision person.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that guy.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to the guy. He's a pretty cool dude. Does a lot of documentaries on a lot of old YouTubers that people go wondering what the heck has happened to this person. You know. like Tobuscus, for example.
Oh, and also, Koi, I had no idea that you were a woman.
Huh?
No sexism intended. I had no idea you were a woman. I thought you were
Oh.
a dude.
Well, my voice is pretty deep for a chick, so
You play football?
no. American or the UK or what they call everything else. Football.
I have a question, Koi.
Yeah,
How tall are you?
like 5'5" probably. Oh, is my cat getting to something else? Oh my
Oh.
god, get out of there, Maddie.
Sounds pretty average. It would have been kind of, I guess, not too surprising, but I thought you was gonna like give us some surprise high height, like you were 6'1" or something, for some reason. Well, anyway, so how's your project going, Koi Monster? Little story project.
Our mic is currently muted.
Oh, yeah, she's trying to she's trying to like handle her cat. Hey, Brock, have you ever like seen any of the pictures for my comic project in the art channel at all?
Yes, I did.
What?
Yes, I did.
Yes. Okay. What do you think is a better name for a sci-fi series, like Star Twilight or Stargaze? By the way.
They're both good, even though they sound like the same thing as Star Trek, Stargate, Star Wars.
Stargaze might sound too similar to Stargate, so I would go with Star Twilight maybe, or find something else like within space to name it after or something. Because there's too many things that start with a star, like Star Wars, Stargate, Star Trek.
I just said that a few seconds ago.
Oh, I didn't. Sorry, because I got this new cat, Maddie, who's like a kitten still. She's like getting into everything.
That's fine. I freaking love kittens.
Yes. She keeps getting into my workbench. I have a bunch of paint and stuff. I'm just speaking of which, she just jumped up onto my computer desk. Can you hear her purring?
No, not really.
Oh, she likes to get into
Not
everything.
at all.
What are you doing? You're insane, Maddie. She's seriously climbing on top of my cricket machine here. Get out of there. Here, I gotta have to move some things.
All right.
There.
I was thinking
Okay,
on.
sorry, my internet cut out.
Oh, that's cool. It gave you an opportunity to bring up your profile picture, anyways.
There's Maddie. Maddie, don't sit on my keyboard, please. Do not sit on my keyboard.
You want to like turn on your webcam and show her to us?
I don't have a webcam. I'll send you a picture of her later, though, maybe if you want to see.
I like that.
Yes, she's very cute, but she gets into everything. Maddie, go see your sister. You can sit here, but not sit on my tablet. Please do not sit on my tablet. Yeah, she's like gets into everything. It's crazy. She was playing with rubber bands and hair ties earlier, and I was like, no, don't play with those because I'm afraid she's gonna swallow them by mistake. We don't want that, do we? Especially since we got her.
Okay, so I've adjusted my audio down a little bit.
Is that a bird on your end? Nope, Maddie. There goes. Maddie.
Yes.
Birds.
Oh, by the way, Lone. Nice work on that Death of Optimus Prime cover.
Oh, thank you.
I'll be right back, guys.
That was so much fun.
All right. You said nice work on what, Brock?
I requested him to do a cover of the song Death of Optimus Prime from the animated Transformers movie, or the one that's actually good.
Which one are you talking about?
The animated one.
Oh, the animated one. I was just having a conversation about Transformers in a Discord chat with Lonely Wolf and a couple other people, talking about how the animated one is the best one, pretty much the best one made so far, except for maybe Bumblebee. But even then, the animated one had a little bit more scale and character to it.
And kick-ass music. Don't forget that.
Yeah, right. You got the touch. You got the power. You know. Yeah. The ending of that movie always gave me chills. Like, thinking back on it just gives me chills. When Hot Rod, or Rodimus Prime, I guess he was called at the moment, when he opens up the matrix of leadership, he's all like, now light our darkest hour.
Nope. The funny thing is, he was voiced by the same guy who played Bender from The Breakfast Club.
Played as Bender what?
You ever saw The Breakfast Club?
Breakfast Club. You talking about Futurama?
No. You never saw that movie? It's one where 5 teenagers are in detention. They start to bond, and we learn more about them halfway through the movie.
You said Bender, and I was thinking the robot for a second there from Futurama.
I'd understand that.
Sorry, I was just answering something very quickly.
Don't worry about it.
But yeah, I don't know if you care so much, but have you seen last night, Brock?
No, I was.
Do you care about spoilers?
Of what?
Transformers last night.
Oh, fuck that.
Apparently, according to as told to me by one of Lonely Wolf's friends, apparently they bring in Unicron, but guess what?
It's on Earth, I know. Transformers Prime did it much better.
The reaction that I gave on when we were like just chatting, like I was just acting all hysterical about that. I was like, "What? It's so stupid." So freaking stupid.
Oh well, welcome to spoilers. I've been that way for the last 20 years watching Days of Our Lives. Going, what the fuck are you doing to these characters?
You know what this means? This means that the Fallen from Transformers 2, he almost destroyed Unicron. Well, I don't know what technically might have been done. Like it seemed like they kind of fudged it as to what the one super laser underneath the pyramid was going to do. Like at one moment, it seemed like that they were going to that it was going to cause a supernova with the Earth, and then another moment, it seemed like that they were making it out to be like it was just going to suck up the Earth to make it dark, so as to, make what?
Because reasons.
Because reasons, yeah. It kind of fudged it with, I don't know. It seemed like that they kind of fudged it with the storyline too. Like, one moment you have freaking Jetfire saying the Fallen was stronger than his brothers. Then in the same clip, he gets his ass beat by his brothers as he's just stabbed a couple of times by his brother's staffs, and he falls and drops the matrix of leadership. Yeah, the Fallen is stronger than his brothers, but he gets his ass kicked by them.
That was plot armor. Isn't that always spell?
Wow. Michael Bay, you are so fucking inconsistent. Ridiculous. What was that? What was another thing? Another thing was that they say that Optimus Prime is a descendant of the old Primes, but then in a later line, the Fallen says, "Die like your brothers." Wait, what? First, he's like the great grandson of the old Primes, and then a later line he's revealed to actually be the brother of the old Primes.
Bad writing.
What? I'm almost tempted to like maybe make a review as to how fucking stupid that movie was, but first I gotta get through finishing off Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, after you finish Ratchet and Clank, do that one. I would, but I have a rule. I only review indie and fan-made projects. So this is yours.
Although I kind of made plans to review Warcraft next, the Warcraft movie. You ever seen that?
No, but I was always fond of the visual aesthetic.
You what?
I was always fond of the visual aesthetic of the film.
Yeah. I kind of thought that the CG effects, they weren't exactly even Thanos level of good. Thanos from Infinity War and Endgame, obviously. But they were almost more cartoony looking, it almost seemed, in comparison. But I thought that it kind of fit the aesthetic of the movie because, you know, it's a video game movie based off of a video game that is fairly neon color and kind of cartoony looking in its design of its characters and whatnot. Anyways, so it was suiting, in my opinion. The biggest problem that I had with the Warcraft movie was the shoehorned in love relationship they tried to give to the main protagonist, Lothar, and the half orc, half human girl.
Lothar. Please tell me he's voiced by Matt Hill.
What?
Okay.
That was an internet reference.
Yeah, I didn't get it. What do you say, Wolf?
Can I ask you like a question? Like, because you know more about maybe I think it's the Marvel universe. They released these kind of characters. One was called Snowflake, and then the other one was something else.
Oh, yeah,
Safe
that,
Space.
oh, that was so stupid.
Snowflake
yeah, like
and
I
Safe
don't.
Space.
Yeah, like what I don't understand the criticisms of that. I mean, yeah, even though I'm like openly whatever you want to call it, you know, gender, whatever, transgender, non-binary, whatever. But it's like, because I watch these cringy videos where they say, you know, there's no one way to express your gender. Like, you don't have to use these pronouns. You can express your gender however you like. But then when they represent it on media, you got people who say, you're doing it wrong. That's not how gender is supposed to be expressed. And I'm like, well, I'm kind of confused.
I think I don't know. I haven't heard the criticisms from the intersectional feminist community, but I've heard criticisms from general anti-SJWs, and the reason as to why that they don't, or okay, not a whole lot of them. It's mainly Magog of Morskar. Magog of Morskar did not have issues with how, you know, they were minority characters or whatever. He did kind of have an issue of how one of the main girls is morbidly obese.
Oh, yeah. Dora the Explorer really let herself go.
You seen Magog's video?
Oh, God.
Or no, never mind. I thought that's where you got that joke because I think I heard Magog say the same joke along the same lines. But the main criticism that I heard from Magog is the fact that they actually take the terms Snowflake and Safe Space and portray them as on these characters as good things. It's all like the cringe. The
and
cringe.
Also, like, from what I did hear, like there's this one podcast thingy I follow where they were like looking at the tweets from people who they were pandering to, were like, "What is this bullshit?"
When even SJWs agree with you, you screwed up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also.
Yeah.
Also,
okay, so they're getting it from both ends.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Yeah.
Also, Dark Khan, I sent you a picture of my cat sitting on my dad's lap.
Oh, okay.
If you want to show it, it's fine.
And also,
That's
She's
cute.
very
a
adorable.
plus-sized superhero. This is how far we've come.
Well, they're not going to stay plus size for long, realistically.
Yeah, I mean, although I have a feeling that that's probably the permanent aesthetic that they're going to go with, but realistically speaking, a person is not going to remain fat when they're like in action.
Yeah, exactly.
They might have a little bit of belly flab, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be a big old punch.
Yeah, I don't mind diversity, but you can't do it for the sake of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Who else wants to see my cat?
I do.
You want to show him, Darkon? I sent
All
it to you.
right. Let me, I guess, share screens here very quickly.
Oh my. Here we go.
Screen number 2. There you go.
So he's gonna die.
She really likes my dad.
So fluffy.
I'm probably, honestly, equally a cat and dog person.
Same here, actually.
I had 2 cats growing up, so I don't know. I might be more of a cat person, but I don't mind dogs. I do like dogs still.
Whereas we know that Wolf is more of a bird person.
Bird boy.
Yeah.
But yes, she's like a little cinnamon roll. I
She
love how
does look like a cinnamon roll.
And she's got her little paw over her tail. Oh, you're so adorable.
All right, I'm gonna stop.
And enjoyed the
screen
cats
share.
while in quarantine.
Right. The C word.
Oh, that.
No, that's not the C word. Yeah, I'm just saying that's something to enjoy. Get a cute cat at least to look at. I'm showing this to all my friends. My dad didn't want me to
No,
take a picture.
when I say the C word, I'm not talking about cat or cunt.
The cat.
I'm talking about the 5-syllable C word that has been popping up in conversation a shit ton
Yeah.
recently.
Quagmire?
What'd you say?
It's a 5-syllable word, quagmire. Sorry, I'll go to the corner now.
Yeah, I didn't get it. And by the way, you sound very mumbled right now.
Sorry.
So here's
So,
the bird.
Oh, look, a shock.
It's the offspring of Dallas, Memphis. Next, if you get another bird, you're gonna have to name them Louisiana.
Yeah, because you don't know what their sex is until they get older. Like they all look like females, and so if they start talking or whistling, then that's a male, and so you got to choose a gender neutral name. That's the wise thing to do. So I just go through the American states and say, okay, so Dallas, I started with you, but you escaped and flew off. So okay, Memphis, okay, well that turned out to be a girl.
Insert Jurassic Park reference here.
Right. All the females morphing into males. All the female dinosaurs morphing into males. It's a weird thing about biology. Like, I only know it from that movie, so maybe I'm completely ignorant on it because
Well,
the movie is getting some
Darkon,
stuff wrong.
A lot of
Well, you see,
animals like will
life
change their
finds
gender.
a way.
as they're-
Sorry, you two were talking at the same time. What?
You see, Darkon, well, you see, life finds a way.
Yeah, I got the impersonation there, but what was you trying to say?
Life finds a way.
Ah.
Also, I have a funny picture for you now. This is just something. I was at one of my friend's cats, but I put a burger in front of it in Photoshop or one of my art programs.
Okay.
If you want to show that, it's really funny.
It's the one meme.
No, it's not. Well, it's one of my friend's cats, but I put a burger in front of it.
Wait, that's one of your friend's cats?
Yeah,
I
that just
thought
happened to be doing the yawn, but I put a burger in front of it.
For some reason, I thought that cat was part of a ongoing meme.
No,
An ongoing meme.
it looks like it, but no, that's my friend's cat.
Okay, never mind then. Speaking of which, I'm getting kind of hungry.
Sorry.
I'm smelling dinner being made right now. So, oh, damn it. I did not mean to close it down. So I've been like working on the deep lore for my series, Stargaze, and didn't know if you were like interested in hearing it, Koi, and like giving some criticism along the
sure.
way.
I'd like to hear too.
I keep putting off my own stuff, but
I-
I'm just not in the mood right now.
It's been a few days since I worked on this. I think it's been about a week, maybe a little less. I don't know. But yeah, this is like starting from the beginning of the Stargaze universe. In the beginning, Yar created the Centennials, angelic demigods with great power to create and destroy, unkillable beings except by their own kind. In their hands, he left the responsibility of creating and molding the universe as they see fit. Fill it with whatever creatures they can think of. The universe was their sandbox. The three greatest of the Centennials are as follows. Arathis the Graceful, Centennial of the Worlds, created and molded the planets and set in motion all of their unique physics and features. Nebulos the Powerful, Centennial of the Cosmos, created and placed the stars and nebulas of space to form the great cosmic formations that decorate the night sky. And Rhinarius the Ambitious, Centennial of Life, created almost all animal life and his pride and joy the most powerful cognizant species to ever have existed, the Rhinar, named after himself, of course. Below them are the lesser Centennials, known as the Disciples, warriors and messengers of the Great Three. These Centennials were the ones to do the bidding of the Greats to come more in contact with their creation, be it just a mere message or to lead them through perilous times and situations, sometimes to even manipulate the elements, as some of the disciples were being trained to use the abilities of the three greats. And it was a very short segment, chapter whatever, that was defined as creation. The next one is the rise and fall of Rhinarius. For the first few thousand years of the Rhinar's existence, they were a primitive society guided directly by the Centennials, living as tribes and kingdoms till they learned the existence of and harnessed electricity. By then was when Rhinarius found his creation to be worthy of the next step of societal evolution, star travel. He got his great siblings, Arathis and Nebulos, in to help him with his project, as he alone was not knowledgeable enough to teach his creation and how to travel the stars, and he was too impatient with his exciting ambitions to wait any further 100 years to get them off of their homeworld, Rhine. With Nebulos knowing the physics of the stars and space itself, and Arathis knowing the gravity environments of her planets, and Rhinarius himself being the direct voice to the Rhinar, he knew they would attain space travel. Without a doubt, the Rhinar soon created giant hulking starships to travel from planet to planet, and soon they began to explore and colonize the galaxy, even reached so far to scratch the surface of the mysterious outer reaches of the universe. With all this taught to his pets, though, Rhinarius was not satisfied. He knew that there was more to existence than what he had so far obtained. So he decided to teach the Rhinar in the ways of his greatest power, to create life. The Rhinar had no supernatural powers like that of the Centennials, of what the Centennials had, so they developed with the direct guidance of Rhinarius technology and biomanipulation to form their own creatures in their labs to spread across and populate the galaxies with new potentially intelligent life. The other two greats, Arathis and Nebulos, saw that Rhinarius had grown too ambitious to where it became dangerous. They even saw how he reveled in the worship of him by the Rhinar. When Yar had given the reins of creation and control to the Centennials, his only command was that nobody would worship anyone or anything but he himself. And if they were to come directly across anyone who did so, they were to tell them to stop. Rhinarius did no such thing, nor did he command that the Rhinar worship him. He just passively accepted it. Because of all this, the other two abandoned their brother, left him alone to his own inventions and devices, and directed all the disciples to do the same. Rhinarius was on his own with his creation. No other Centennial would accompany him. He was alone. For the next hundreds of years, he would watch over his creation in misery until he came across her, Vioris, Vioris, High Priestess of the Rhinar, the most beautiful and understanding of Rhinarius among the Rhinar. Excuse me, let me restart that. The most beautiful and understanding of Rhinarius among the Rhinar. He began having direct conversations with her into getting into power. With the direct guidance of Rhinarius, she overthrew the high judges who were the original political leaders of the entire Rhinar species, making her effectively the queen of all Rhinar. She was greatly honored to have been graced by the presence and teachings of Rhinarius himself, so much to where she only became more understanding of him and his grief. Vioris was getting to the point of where she not only saw Rhinarius as a god, but also as a person. She loved him, and in turn, Rhinarius finally found what would fill that empty hole inside of him. True love. He loved her. It's kind of... what do you guys think? Is it too cheesy? That's not the end, by the way, but just wanted to hear commentary because you guys have been silent.
Too much of an exposition dump, I think, at the beginning. I mean, there's ways to make it work, but you might want to let most... Like, if it's going to be a comic, you might just, like, want to make the visuals say more or whatever if you're going to do the whole universe creation dump. Because, what was it? Well, it wasn't so much the creation of the world, but it was, like, very exposition heavy with Dark Crystal at the beginning. But it, like, you know, it showed a lot of things. It wasn't just, like, a wall of text.
Right. I have to, like, finish watching Dark Crystal, actually, now that I think about it.
You should.
But...
It's really good.
What you were saying is that Dark Crystal handled it better. They did not just say the history of the Dark Crystal world, they shown it as well.
Yeah, you might want to do some more showing, like, or at least a good balance.
Right, I get that. Although, this ain't really something that I want to adopt in a comic, or at least I'm not getting the idea so much. It's just a little, like, I guess it's a kind of a setup of the history that I want to build for this world, particularly for if, like, in any future dialogue in my current comic project, they go referencing back on the history of, you know, in their universe.
I think there's... I just feel like a lot of times it just doesn't work if you do it at the beginning. If you just dump it at the beginning, you might want to... It's, like, fine to have some... Of course, obviously you want some... It's okay to, like, have some exposition at the beginning, but it's got to be engaging. Like, it can't just be, like, a textbook. It's got to have, like... It's got to be, like, engaging. Like I said, maybe look at the intro to Dark Crystal. What else? Star Wars, like, you know, even though it had, like, a literal wall of text, it actually did, like, you know, the thing in space or whatever, and it was short and to the point.
Right. Although the Star Wars movies never really gone that much into, like, the deep history of the Star Wars universe.
I mean, they did more so did in what was it called?
Expanded universe.
The extended universe. Yeah, thanks Star Wars. Or, I mean, thanks Disney.
Thanks Disney for ruining that.
Still unhappy about that.
What do you say, Brock?
As much as I love the Disney movies, I'm still unhappy with the expanded universe debacle.
Of how they dumped the extended universe.
Yep.
We don't have enough source material now. Seriously,
Yeah.
that's what they did. They got rid of the extended universe, then complained that they didn't have enough source material for movies. Fuck yeah.
Excuse me. There's, like, even... Well, I don't know. We'll get into, like, Star Wars conversation a little bit later, I guess. But I got, like, just four more paragraphs of this, if you guys don't mind. Wasn't long until their love came to procreation, and Vioris gave birth to a son, the first ever offspring of centennial kind. Vioris knew that news like this would send an outrage like no other to the other high religious leaders of the Rhinar, because she had put it into law that no Rhinar is to have intercourse relations with the Holy Ones. The chief priests would see this as a hypocrisy beyond worthy of overthrow. So instead, she abandoned the child and put him in a secret lab to be tested on like a guinea pig. He was given the name Rhinon, which means Rhinar of None, which translates to Rhinar of None. Thousands of years pass, and in spite of their slow aging, Rhinar are not incapable of dying of old age. As the millennia passed, Vioris began to look more frail and haggard-looking. This, on top of her corruption from absolute power, is what made the love between her and Rhinarius sour, in which Rhinarius began to search for new love. He found it. On the desert world of Hypus, a Rhinar bioscientist was experimenting on creating a new intelligent species from the Hypus rictorus into the Hypus bipetus, or simply known as Hypians. You're going to say something, Croy? It sounded like Koi was going to say something.
Sorry. Well, my cat is looking for. My cat's looking for a bug, and she's getting all over everything because there's a bug that just landed on my desktop here. But she's like, "Where'd it go?" It's like right in front of you.
Rhinarius visited by the planet, and he had seen no other creature as innocently beautiful as they were. He found what he saw to be a new suitable mate named Chiaria. With her, he procreated, and from her womb came a son in which they named simply Ryo. News traveled fast as Vioris caught word of Rhinarius' new Hypian lover and half Hypian, half Centennial son. The news did not enrage the other religious leaders, as there was no law against any non-Rhinar intercoursing with Centennials. Because of this, Vioris grew enraged with jealousy. In her rage, she went back to the secret lab, and she had... In her rage, she went back to the secret lab that she had left her bastard son for testing many millennia ago. There they were experimenting on a new titanic, spacefaring, god-destroying creature, spliced from the DNA of Rhinon and the spacefaring whale-like creatures called Ogla. These creatures of intergalactic proportions were the Ogladoth. And that's all that I have written so far. But I guess aside from the bit of the over exposition dump, like how do you guys think of the general story, the general lore?
I like it so far.
The narration's not. I mean, it's like well written narration at least. So sorry, my cat is still looking for that bug on my desktop monitor. Please don't knock my monitor over, Maddie.
Yeah. Also, I should probably get going. I gotta get ready for work tomorrow. I'll go.
Damn, you have work still. All right. Good night, dude.
Night.
See ya.
Maddie.
No, I kind of do like that narrative. You mentioned like cloning DNA and all that sort of stuff on there.
Well, it's not really their cloning. They're more splicing the DNA of one creature with the DNA of another creature to create this super creature that is able of destroying Centennials. The Centennials is...
guys.
Okay. Like, basically, I get some of my ideas for this project right here from Greek mythology. Like, you know, of how Zeus fucked a lot of human women. Not only did he have, what's her name? Not Aphrodite.
Athena.
Athena. Not only did he literally intercourse with his own freaking sister, who was in of herself a god as well, he also had sex with, gone down to Earth and had sex with humans as well. Create a whole bunch of other bastard children. So that's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm kind of doing with Rhinarius, is that he is, having intercourse relations with mortals in the same way that Zeus did. And so that just causes a whole bunch of drama and other history to go on in the lore of Stargaze.
Whenever I talk about some of the when it comes to some of the Japanese mythology, like some people get really shocked when I sort of tell them a bit more about the backstory, like especially with J-horror. Like if you talk about the movie Ring, like just like they just think, okay, it's a creepy girl who crawls out of a well or whatever, but then the actual novel itself is like so weird. Like when I explain what happens, that she'd actually be classed as a fooder, like because she's a hermaphrodite, and then when the videotape plays, it's like she has the ability to clone herself, because if a woman has her period and watches the cursed videotape, then she'll be pregnant with the clone.
Well,
What the fuck did I just walk in on?
we're just talking about different lores, like I was talking about the lore of my imaginary universe and saying how I kind of got some inspiration a little bit from Greek mythology and that Zeus would have sex with mortals. And then Lonely Wolf was talking about an anime. But anyway, how are you
Wait,
two?
what anime is where with the fuda and women getting pregnant with the fuda? What?
Yeah. Okay.
Zeus was a
So
fucking bastard in Greek mythology.
yeah. So do you know? So you've seen the movie?
Guys,
The
I'll be
Ring,
right back.
And it's like a Japanese like it's originated from Japanese horror.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the girl in that, she's like in the Japanese law, she's like 19 years old. She's very pretty or whatever, but it's like the way that she dies is like at the well, like she's about to like she has this romantic encounter with this guy who's got a smallpox fever, and then when he spots her balls, like he's like, oh god, and then like throws her in the well, and that's like her that because she's a hermaphrodite, and then like as part of her video, like it kills people because they partly die of because the videotape transmits a smallpox virus, because she died from somebody like being raped by somebody who had a smallpox infection. And then what happens is there's this woman who's watching the videotape, and it fucks with the DNA. So like if a woman's menstruating while watching the cursed tape, then she's at risk of actually falling pregnant with a clone of the same girl.
Yikes.
Japan, yeah.
It sounds a lot like The Ring, except weirder.
That's exactly what it is, but it's the actual original story that inspired it.
How's everyone dealing with this apocalypse we're living in?
Bored out of my mind.
Yeah. So it actually is that story, the same film, The Ring, but it's like the novel, the Japanese novel it's based off is a lot weirder. Like it's like what I described, like all that sort of stuff, the fooders and
I thought things couldn't get any gayer.
No, you never say that.
How in the world do we have to walk outside wearing masks and gear?
Thanks.
That's the world we live in.
Yeah, I'll just.
When I go to the food market to get groceries, I wear rubber gloves.
The world is definitely not in a good place right now.
No. All because of one little microorganism that brought the world to its knees.
It'll be over eventually, though.
I mean, who knows where it started from? For all we know, it could have been like, it could have originated from like there was Area 51 last year, and it's like, okay, what if that's got something to do with it? Like someone from Area 51, and they caught like a virus that came from like alien DNA. So it's like the Chinese knew about it and they kidnapped him and like kept him in quarantine there.
For this shit.
Yeah.
The Chinese government's probably behind it.
What?
Yeah, what a shock.
The government's definitely up to something.
Those
they've been lying about the numbers of dead from this plague from the beginning. Someone did a survey of all the payrolls that have dropped from the services, not because it's a communist country, are tied to your national ID number. All the people who kind of just drop from the rolls. You want to know how many?
How many?
14 million people were dropped from the rolls. So, now I'm not saying 14 million people have died from the virus. Probably a number of them waitress couldn't pay their rolls, or were alive but in quarantine, couldn't pay their bill, what have you. But I doubt all of them have. I definitely think that suggests that the number of dead from this virus is a lot higher than communist China is admitting.
Yeah, but everyone in China
Probably a lot of executions.
Aren't a lot of them heavy smokers as well in China? Not to mention them being packed in more.
Yeah, some of them, but it just means this virus has infected a lot more of them than communist China has been admitting to. I mean, think about it. You really think that if there were only a few thousand infections, China would have shut down so many cities?
For real.
You think in a city with 11 million people that they couldn't have found 3,000 beds when they ordered building new hospitals to contain all the sick, when according to their official numbers, they only had 3,000 people infected? Give me a break. They were lying from the beginning.
This is why we need to stop associating with China altogether. No more imports, no nothing.
Nope.
China's connected with so much around the world. China's got their tentacles in everything. European ports, all right, tons of them are owned by China. Like Greece, remember when they had that financial crisis a decade ago?
Mm-hmm.
And, China took advantage of that, and now they own a whole huge number of ports in Greece. Africa's been colonized, and a lot of Africa's wildlife are going extinct because of China. Because China has been trafficking in animal parts.
China.
From Africa.
I hope the whole world just goes to war with China. Like the whole damn world.
No, that's okay. I don't want any wars. Just everyone just boycott them, please.
Yeah, I just watched an Attenborough documentary, 7 Worlds, 1 Planet, and they were with 2 of the last of a certain subspecies of rhino. Attenborough was with them because thanks to the Chinese practice of selling rhino horns as a cure for cancer.
Oh my God.
All right, rhinos are going extinct fast.
Mm-hmm.
Pangolins are heavily endangered because they're heavily trafficked in communist China.
Yeah, China just...
river dolphin that lived in the Beijing River is now extinct because of how polluted China's rivers are.
Yeah, they need to boycott all of China, like everywhere in the world.
Yeah. We're having a problem in Australia with our supplies. Like, it started with baby formula. Like for whatever reason, it's like it was like the stockpiling and hoarding. So it was like raiding these shops, and they just go in these buses, and then they go in like one after the other and tag team, and then they purchase up everything they can get in terms of. And they're doing it currently with a lot of this stuff, like a lot of supplies or whatever. There's still operations, and then they're part of an organization, and what they do is that they sell that back to China at a higher price. So it's like, unfortunately, that meant that a lot of mothers had to go without like they were panicking because they couldn't find like baby formula.
Yeah, some women can't breastfeed because of genetic problems.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm starting to get, my throat feels a little dry. Normally I think nothing of that, but I'm fucking frightened that I might have the virus. This might be the early stages. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
Damn.
No, the first sign is a fever, dude. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I don't have a fever. Just kind of a bit of a dry throat, which I usually get this time of year. So if it wasn't for this crisis, I would think nothing of it.
Yeah, don't worry about it, dude.
Yeah.
Just I would suggest you just consistently check your temperature at most.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, my throat is kind of hurting right now, but that's mostly because I've been like chatting on a call for the last hour. This is a usual occurrence for me.
Yeah, I'm probably fine, but it's scary because this virus can lay dormant in your system. You can be spreading it to your family and loved ones, and not even know you're sick.
That's what I'm afraid about. I mean, I think all of us, including the oldest among us, Lonely Wolf, are all fine as far as the forbidden C word goes. If we were to catch it, you know.
Right.
I know that you have autism, Loudmouth, but as far as I know, autism is not one of those things that exacerbates the effect of the C word.
The coronavirus, COVID-19, the Wuhan
You dare, you bastard! No, fuck it. Fine.
Well,
First
I mean,
person
okay, at
making
least you're not. At least there's a C word that is much worse than that. That's much more offensive.
Cat.
Like that's the cat. That's the Cats movie.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wasn't there like a butthole edit or something like that?
the kung flu. How about that? This
What?
lovely little gift that China bestowed on the world. Fuck.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, you guys go mentioning what we ought to do with China. Like, the easiest solution for well, actually, I don't know if it would technically be the easiest solution because it's so fucking hard to repeal economic regulations, particularly the smaller ones that falls underneath people's noses. But what would be the solution is if we were to like repeal some of our own economic laws so that we could make our doing work in the United States more competitive with China. It's because of all the cheap labor why we end up having a lot of our companies produce shit in China.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Abolishing the minimum wage would be for one.
And I could actually get a freaking job then, because I won't need experience.
Right. Okay. You don't have to answer, but where do you live, Koi?
Hey, I'm walking here, land.
New York.
Okay. Oh,
New York.
damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
It is bad here, guys.
They just fucking recently implemented a $15 minimum wage, like within the last 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, that's fucking right. Shit.
Well, at least this virus will open up the workforce because it'll kill off a huge chunk of the population. God damn it.
I mean,
Har har har.
It's not funny. It's fucking horrifying.
Well, the thing is, I already am self-employed technically because, I need to start making like more of a living. I'm able to pay for my own electronics, but I need to start being able to pay for my own food and stuff.
Get out of here, cat.
You got problems with your cat too, huh?
On an episode of Strike Force, I actually read an article that was shared by Night Shift 10,000. It was talking about New York's 50 minimum wage raise. Of how that New York is now facing a whole bunch of layoffs and firings, and the workers are now complaining about quote unquote unjust firings.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have
They
to
brought
worry
it on
about,
themselves.
I don't
Yeah.
have to worry about my father losing his job. I mean, he works for the state, and he keeps pestering me to work for the state, but I don't want to. My cat Maddie is just looking for this bug everywhere. It's like her eyesight is terrible.
Yikes.
Oh yeah, show Crusader the picture I sent you of my cat, also with loudmouth on PC.
My cat has fucking ADHD.
Man, we've got diversity happening here because we got like JJ and Koi. They got the cats. Like I've got the bird and Loudmouth has got the dog.
Yeah, but it's
So we've covered everything.
this place is a sausage fest. I'm the Smurfette though.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was where that you were going for a second there, Lonely Wolf. Is that you were going to talk about how Crusader is an 8th red man and Koi is a female.
The female. The girl, please just say the girl.
Yeah, a girl. Sorry, I've been watching too much Star Trek Deep Space Nine where the Ferengi would be all like,
having humans.
female!
The female.
Yeah.
You're not an alien species, dude. Please just call me girl.
Yeah.
The Ferengi were always kind of the most annoying race in the Star Trek universe.
I always thought that they were fun comic relief throughout DS9.
Yeah, I just never saw. They're so repulsive that I wonder how the hell this race could have ever invented warp travel.
Yeah, they are repulsive, but that is kind of part of the entertainment is seeing all the Federation species bigotry against the Ferengi and all the Ferengi bigotry against humans.
But they would backstab each other, and they seem to have really no values. Whereas at least with the Klingons, they were kind of they were like a proud warrior race. They certainly had their negative qualities. but you also can kind of see how the society has a system of honor that would allow them to invent starship travel.
Mm-hmm.
That would allow their society to like grow and progress. A great foundation of a society. Whereas the Ferengi, you don't really see that.
I'm pretty sure that somebody. Well, let's keep in mind warp travel. Well, actually, I was about to say that warp travel was invented by humans, but that's not exactly correct. I mean, they invented it for themselves, but
The
then
Vulcans
that
had warp travel before
Yeah.
humans.
Yeah, I know. Which is why they say that humans invented it for themselves, but they weren't the first ones to invent it in the Star Trek universe. Vulcans apparently, obviously had it, but so who
And I
knows?
think, there
Maybe
were races,
maybe the Ferengi like bought it off of another species.
which is actually one of the most absurd part of the Star Trek universe, that all these different races would be similar in how advanced they are. Logically, there'd be spacefaring races that invented warp capability thousands of years ago, and thus would be light years ahead of humanity
Yeah,
with how vast the galaxy is.
that is a thing. Star Trek kind of puts everybody on a level playing field. It almost seems.
Right, which is absurd, and I know there is a story explanation for why it is, but all the alien races being humanoid is also ridiculous. There's
Yeah.
really no reason why intelligent alien life forms would be humanoids, other than the fact that it's cheaper to put them on screen in a television budget.
Yeah. You're just gonna like put some nose ridges. That means you're a completely different species. Oh, we're gonna make your ears pointy. You're a completely different species. Oh, we're gonna make your ears big and pointy and put ridges on there. Oh, it's a completely different species. What?
Well, yeah, but non-humanoid aliens would require advanced special effects to put on screen, and a television budget from a show in the '60s not really viable.
You know, this is why that I like the Orville a bit better. Their aliens look like freaking aliens, except for whatever the fuck the name species was for those big pointy eared species. The ones that are super strong. You know who I'm talking about, Loudmouth?
I never watched the Orville.
What? Get yourself a Hulu and watch it, you son of a bitch. It is good.
I've
Have you
actually
watched
been
it?
marathoning Star Trek shows. I've been marathoning Deep Space Nine and Voyager because I've never watched those shows all the way through, and I've been trying to do that now.
Oh, DS9 is the best. Well, actually, I say that arrogantly, but in all reality, it is
I still think Next Generation is the best.
Yeah, it is kind of an unconventional opinion because people have such high freaking praise for Jean-Luc Picard, and not to mention the fact that DS9 takes the Trek out of Star Trek by putting themselves on the space station.
Space station instead of a starship, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I'm reading on the side here what you said, Lonely Wolf. Atheists
Yeah,
who like debate me
Did you watch
female.
Did you watch my latest review?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was funny, particularly the one line that you had where you were like, "Hey, if he wants to identify as a gargoyle, let him identify as a gargoyle, you bigot."
You can't say that, you bigot. But that's my favorite racial slur.
Right.
Yeah, because I watched Crusaders one as well, and I was like, holy fuck! Because I was so true. Like all the stuff that was in that video, I was like, yep, that is accurate.
Which one?
It was about like LGBT kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, I can't.
I was like,
I
yeah.
despise the LGBT because of how poorly they treat everybody, basically.
But have you seen the Orville Crusader?
Yeah, I've seen quite a few episodes with my mom. She liked the show.
Oh, I like it too. I hope they come out with the third season.
I don't really watch it because it's not. I'm not really into TV shows per se, but I mean, sometimes I'll watch it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and you know what? Another one I've been kind of binge watching lately is I got the original Outer Limits on Blu-ray. They restored the original show in high definition, and yeah, that was definitely a classic show. Some great science fiction stories.
You know,
The man who was never born, the Sixth Finger.
Oh, the man who was born with 6 fingers. Are you talking about? Sorry, are you talking about Princess Bride?
No, that Outer Limits. One of the most popular episodes. One called The Sixth Finger. There was also an adaptation of iRobot that was very interesting. They obviously were limited with being a show from the '60s. Obviously, the effects were limited, but it was still very good. And there was always a theme in it. Well, not always, but often where it turned out that aliens who often appeared very monstrous looking were not as monstrous as they appeared to be. Almost like there was kind of an aura of tolerance to the show.
You're talking about an episode of Star Trek? In an episode of Star Trek? Loudmouth?
Oh, the Outer Limits. I was mentioning I was binge watching that.
Oh,
The
sorry.
Original Outer Limits.
I thought you might have been talking about an episode of one of the Star Trek series, but no,
I got it on Blu-ray.
I never heard of Outer Limits. Excuse me.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Something that I want to like.
It was an anthology show. So
What? You're kind of breaking up. Kind of breaking up there, Loudmouth.
StreamYard sucks balls. Like, it is so bad. Like, I just remember with the Google Hangouts, it was so much better. Like, I actually, like, admittedly, I can't even live stream that much anymore because I'm always worried that it's going to pause and, like, fucking freeze. And
you know what I like the best about StreamYard, though? Is that it's a lot easier to join a Hangout on my phone.
oh, okay, maybe
On Google
maybe I should
Hangouts,
try it with my.
on Google Hangouts, it was almost impossible always to join on my phone unless somebody gave me like a direct invite to my email address. And what the fuck are you laughing at over there, Chuckles?
It's a funny TikTok. I don't know why it's so funny.
Is it a pro-choicer getting kicked in the balls?
No, it's EDP like in a filter. I'll show you the server.
Okay.
If you don't know EDP, eat that pussy 445.
Oh, okay. Can you throw that in my Discord server if you don't mind?
I can't save the video for some reason, so I have
Oh, okay. You can copy. I think you can copy the link or something like that if it's on Twitter or something. Or
If you excuse me, guys, I'm gonna eat the rest of my pancakes.
Go right ahead. But seriously, it's just amazing at how bad pro-choicers make themselves look. Same with some pro-lifers, but it's like they'll strawman you to high heaven.
yeah, I mean, I'm heavily pro-choice, but it's But okay, the reason why is because I work as a teacher. If you work as a teacher, you pretty much you end your day thinking, "Damn, this is why I support abortions." But okay, that's kind of horrible. But at the same time, like there is like an ethical weight on the other side that I can't just ignore, and doing that it kind of weakens, and I've heard some of the arguments from my side, and they're very poorly crafted, and they always describe some sort of motive saying, okay, the only reason that you could be pro-life is because you want to control women's bodies. Like it's like, yeah, there might be some people who do feel that way, but others have different reasons for doing that. And if you don't understand what those reasons are, then you're not going to be able to engage with the topic.
The only time I'm okay with abortion is okay as in like, I won't drop you from my life, is if your life is in danger, of course, that's like self-explanatory.
Yeah.
But also in rape, within like, I'd say if you get an abortion within the first 7 weeks, I feel like that's at least somewhat okay because you couldn't, prevent that. Because rape is a horrible thing, man. Pretty fucking bad.
Speaking of abortions, did either of you two, or any of you three actually, see my response video to War Corpse on abortion?
I never got around to watching the full thing, but I did watch a little bit of it.
It's it'd be hard for me to watch because it's like okay, so I know Darkon very well, and then I'm also like a massive fan of. I don't agree with War Corps, but I'm just like a massive fucking fan, like from ages back, because he got me through so many like whenever I was depressed or whatever. He just made me. I found him hilarious.
It's all like, they're both so good. Who do I choose?
Yeah, so I'm just like, okay, I was like, okay, you both get a trophy.
And that's why whenever I see debates between two people that I like, it's just like, I'll call it a draw because I like you both and you guys made well-crafted arguments.
Yeah, I've been in that way before. Like,
if it's both people that I like, then it'll make it. Or if it's if both people are people who any person likes, anyways, it'll make a person's it'll make a person's mind open in general, more open in general.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only circumstance I can ever debate is like I never debate with topics that I'm kind of that I have a strong conviction about, because the only time I can debate is when it's like a topic that's like kind of just random topic and you just like you're taking on an argument you might not necessarily agree with it, because once like I went on one of those shows, it's like the Academy debate show, and the adjudicator actually gives points, so it's a very tightly run ship, and you're given like a time limit, and then at the end of it, you get awarded points, and then they say, okay, this is where you went well, this is where you went wrong, or whatever, and then, and then you get declared a winner. So I technically, I sort of won the thing, but at the same time, it's like I was arguing a position that I didn't really agree with. Like, I had to somehow, I managed to
play devil's advocate.
Kind of, yeah. I was just like, my main thesis was that sex robots are not a good idea for society, and I used a lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of things that I did, but I managed to pull it off because it was I tried to make it as entertaining as I could, but really that's the only circumstance that I actually don't take any pleasure in debating something that's in something that I strongly believe in and have conviction. So that includes like political debates or whatever. Like I might get involved in discussions or interviews where it's saying, okay, what's your opinion? And I'll just say, okay, I disagree, so this is my opinion.
So, what is your pet issue then, Lonely Wolf, if we may ask, other than posting the dankest of memes?
Some of the most cursed memes too. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's okay, so probably a lot of, I think primarily I obviously argue from the left, but then I've got a number of positions. I mean, you probably agree with me. I think that the like from within the LGBT community, it's like, because I know like what it's like from within, and it's like, okay, it's like a toxic thing that's like that's doing more harm than good for the overall rate of acceptance of LGBT is going, like, for the first time in a long time,
dude,
it's going down.
Part of I'm part of that, dude, and oh my god, it's like if the media could just shut up for 2 fucking seconds, then maybe.
And the people within need to shut the fuck up and just be more accepting
of other people too. Yeah, it's like, hey, prejudice.
Because I see all over dude. Because I see all over social media, specifically TikTok, there's a lot of people talking shit on the LGBT. I'm like, you shouldn't do that, but at the same time, the argument is somewhat warranted.
You know, it kind of reminds me of the one line from Morgan Freeman. Like, he was asked by the one Jewish interviewer, how do we handle racism? How do we get rid of it? Then Morgan Freeman was all like, stop talking about it. That seemed to be kind of where I thought you were going.
And Morgan Freeman is very much against Black Lives Matter, or not Black Lives Matter, Black History Month, because he's just like, it's unnecessary, it's unwarranted.
But, Lonely Wolf, it seemed like that you were about to say of what was your pet issue?
Yeah, it was pretty much saying like, okay, number one, like any issue that's on the left. So it's like, okay, I've got like a, pro-abortion view. Okay, sorry, that's a really horrible way of saying it. Pro-choice views.
I don't think I'd call that your pet issue, because it's not like that
that's
you
not my pet issue.
Yeah, I mean, abortion would be more of my pet issue, honestly, because you guys know that I talk about it a whole lot, and I think I'm the strongest debater against abortion in our circles thus far, anyways.
You are, by far.
I'm sort of on the left side of politics, but probably I'd probably call myself. I wouldn't be a communist. Because I think there's still room for like a free market. I'm sort of more of a, I guess you'd call me social democrat would be the most accurate description of where I am on the spectrum.
If social democracy and economics is really your pet issue, you really don't talk about it a whole lot.
No, I think that Cult of Ham, like I sorry, I might be like, because I
You
think
mean
he goes by a different.
Chatsburg?
Yeah, I think he goes by a different name. Like he and it's probably bad of me because I kind of stood back a bit because I don't know. It's just like I don't get heated. Like whenever it's really weird. Like I know how to talk about topics that I'm kind of neutral about, but then when it's my own pet peeve, I always think, okay, I'm going to stick my foot in it and like and represent my side badly. And like with Cult of Ham, like I've pretty much been on his side of it all the time. Like the only time I really let loose was when I was talking about I think I was talking about education and that sort of thing, and that's when I really let loose. I guess education, yeah. I have a lot of problems with like the current models. It's too bureaucratic and.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Education. Well, obviously you're a teacher, but you would say that education is probably your pet issue.
Yeah, like I just want education reform, like bad. And some of my arguments might be coming from a more conservative point of view, in that I want a return to, like I'm sick of hearing the disdain people have for classical works as if there's some sort of horrible white supremacy type thing. It's
Yeah.
Honestly, if people are gonna get so butthurt over that, I wouldn't say like I don't believe in any sort of censoring, but it's like just put like if you're a new publisher and like it's the current year is all you gotta just put a disclaimer at the beginning saying
Disclaimer: if you're a pussy, don't read this damn book.
Yeah, this does not reflect the publisher's current values, and all that blah blah blah.
Yeah, I'm actually really tempted to. I talk to my therapist a lot. She's like, you should write a book with all the shit that I say. It's just like, maybe I should. I'm going to put, if you're a pussy, a commie and all this, do not read my book. Otherwise, you're probably going to burn it.
Yeah, because that's the latest book I read from, because that's my favorite author, Camille Paglia. It was called Provocations. And the chapter opens like, if you're like this book isn't for you.
Be right back, guys.
If you don't like free exchange of ideas, this book ain't for you. If you're dogmatic and you believe in one thing, this book ain't for you. And it's like, okay, I get it. It's like, okay, I want to read more.
Like what I wanted to do, like for my own original comic that I wanted to do, because I wanted it to be more aimed toward a general audience. What I'm wondering is like, okay, how do I market this? Because especially with all the copy bullshit, how do I get kids to read it? Unless I do the Streisand effect where I say, don't let your kids read this or something. And like, whatever you do, don't give this to your kids or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like with the LGBT thing, what I despise more than anything is the rampant, like the kind of disdain for heterosexuals or non-trans people. It's just like, and people say, oh, but they're not oppressed, like and it's like, yeah, but you're actually
oppression
harming
is not
people
a fucking competition.
Yeah, it's like what you're doing is you're actually that heterophobia stuff is actually very much real, and it's affecting like okay, it's obviously mean to do that towards like hetero people. I don't believe in that, but also like it's actually damaging the community from within, because it's like it's effectively like I'm the like I belong to one of the letters like on the nether end of that whole thing. It's like the asexual letter, so that's the A letter.
I'm bacon.
And then there's people who are the bisexuals, and like those two are kind of getting like edged out of the community, because it's like the bisexual couples who are opposite sex, like they're both bi, but a lot of people like look down on them saying, oh, what are you doing here? You're not gay enough. You look too hetero, or they do that with and they do that with passing trans, like with trans men who are passing, and so a passing trans man with a woman, they say, oh, that's not gay enough for me.
You're too trans.
Yeah, guys.
Like, what the fuck?
Can I have a word in, please?
Sure.
And then they
may
split
speak
hairs
their
amongst the
Dude.
asexual. They split hairs amongst the asexuals. You know how there's like a limited attraction because
Dude.
it's like that's because I talk about like asexual porn sometimes, and what I mean is like they're pictures that are kind of like with a romantic element. So it could be like, okay, the furries have got their pants on. There's no you know, they don't have their lipstick out. And what else is it? It could be like characters from movies that are like, you know, fanfic or whatever, you know. And it's like it's kind of PG-13 as well. Like that's sort of like that's the extent of people's attraction. But then they split hairs, saying, okay, those aces are okay because like if they're sort of like they have some attraction to the same sex, they're okay. But the ones who have like some attraction to the opposite sex, you guys should not be. And I'm like, why would I want to throw other aces off the bus or throw them under the bus? And it's like, no, like I'll just represent myself.
Yeah, we should let Quinn Monster say something because I think she wanted to say something.
I did ask beforehand to speak, not to get too butthurt, but there's like a big thing where people like to talk over me a lot. But then again, I accidentally do talk over other people. Anyways, yeah, because with like because there are gay people who discriminate against bisexuals because it's like they can pass as straight. Not to mention, they also think, oh, you're not really you can't be attracted to both genders. You're just halfway out of the closet. And then, of course, you have these people who are like, "Oh, get rid of bisexuality." Because it basically proves that there's only two genders. Come on, man. It's like, okay, if you want to like live as like this androgynous person, like fine by me, but it's like, don't like force that onto other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I live that way as well. Because I've had the dysphoria and everything like that. So, but it's a dysphoria that switches on and off. So it's like that means that I can't really transition to another gender. So I just say, okay, I'll just live in this body, and then kind of I don't really have to present as androgynous, but psychologically, it's like it's an abstract form of transsexualism. That's how I explain that.
Oh, okay.
But I don't like the politicization of that, of the idea
of any of it. Yeah. But,
don't politicize gay, straight, bi, trans, or
it's what's like everyone's like, oh, my slippery slope with this whole pedophilia acceptance bullshit. It's like, no, the slippery slope is the fact that you politicize sexuality to begin with.
Yeah, it's like the reason I don't like the Pride Month and the Pride parades is because they don't present themselves as just normal, regular people like most people do.
Yeah, they gotta go shove their weird like fetishes in everyone's faces, but like not. I haven't.
And then I see the gay men that are just like far from them. I'm just like, this is the kind of gays that I want to hang out with because they don't want to act all special.
Yeah, and then also there's like some pedophilia bullshit that apparently has been going on in those too. It's like, well, I mean, I know this is like a human problem, but it's like, but now people like the homophobes, they're like, see, they're all sexually attracted to children. One guy kissed a little boy.
I mean, there probably is, but I don't think they condone it. But then again, the Democrats who are in in bed with the LGBTQIA plus whatever
lobby,
they are heavily pedophilic.
Yeah,
like the Democrats are hugely pedophilic.
Oh, fuck them so much.
Yeah, and the publications, the queer publications, like I just read that it was the most horrible article. Like I read it and I went and read in the face because of on behalf of everyone who's affected. It was somehow they were talking about transphobia and the coronavirus because they said, because of the coronavirus, a lot of people, the sex reassignment surgeries are getting postponed.
So it's affecting everybody, not just the transgenders. Okay,
Yeah.
It's Jesus. Come on. My cat's upstairs.
There are bigger issues than men becoming physically feminine or women becoming physically masculine.
Yeah.
It's like old people are dying. Can you chill?
Yeah, old people with compromised immune systems, that sort of thing.
Yeah. People are dying.
Because I feel like it's like, no, it's like, they're like, oh, healthy people are dying. You're like, no, I'm pretty sure it's just like people with just health problems to begin with. People who are old, people who are immune compromised, people who are very young
kids,
people who have very bad, very unhealthy lifestyles, like they smoke a lot, they eat a lot, they drink a lot, blah blah blah, that whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest concern. The biggest concerns I have out of this is for the older members of my family, and the possible economic collapse or probable economic collapse upcoming.
Fucking hell.
And then Trump's gonna be giving like $1,000 to like people that lost their jobs when it's fucking socialism.
But the Democrats are like trying to block that just because they don't, because Orange Man bad, and it's like, okay, Trump's
It's
actually
like, you agree
like,
with this. Why are you blocking
Yeah.
it?
Because
I'm
Trump
like,
is
it's
bad. Okay.
Trump's
like,
bad.
okay,
Okay.
Oh my
Look,
god.
the
That's what I
the
just
broken
said,
clock
dude.
is
You
the
said it
broken
better,
clock is
though.
correct 2 times a day.
Trump is bad. Okay. Even though all politicians can eat a massive throbbing hot dog.
Yeah, both parties just need to nut the fuck up and shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I mean, I hate all politicians because, well, I'm an anarchist, so... Oh, there goes everyone's... there goes everyone. Sorry, bye.
All right, you're
Nah.
out. No.
There's more
I mean, I'm
Look, I'll-
libertarian, so I want shit, to calm down.
Yeah, I mean, Bernie Sanders is my waifu. I mean, I'd even make a waifu blow out of him. But at the same time, it's like, okay, that's not going to happen. Obviously the Democrats want to do their thing. So it's like, okay, they're going to vote for this, whatever. And you got these 3 people, they're either going to have a heart attack, they're going to shit their pants, or they're going to have a stroke and then die or something. So I don't think there's...
As soon as you say that Cortez is your waifu, I am going to officially say that you've become straight, dude.
Yeah, no more Bernie. But
Yeah,
I am
Bernie
She was
kind of
good to-
sad you didn't
I'll-
make it, though.
I
Bernie-
liked her to begin with, but she kind of lost her way a little bit.
She's dumb. I'm just gonna say she's dumb.
Okay, as far as policy goes, I don't know if there's anything to explicitly disagree with. I mean, I have some jaded views on immigration nowadays as compared to like a few years ago. So I would have to like look case by case on what I agree and disagree with as far as immigration goes. But what I primarily disagree with her on when it comes to policy anyways, is that fucking Green New Deal.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
that
fuck the
bullshit.
Green New Deal, man.
And I mean, but even that aside, it's just like her rhetoric against capitalism. She hasn't done a whole lot against capitalism in general other than trying to implement the Green New Deal, but it's just the way that she speaks against it that makes her unlikable.
Everyone get your
Oh,
cowboy
whoa.
plug ready.
What you
I
say?
just found something cool.
You
What do you say,
interrupted me! I said everybody get your cow butt plugs ready.
Oh,
Cow
right.
butt plugs. Yo, they're making
Okay.
seaweed sauce packets now.
Since when
Not
did they not
too
make
surprising.
sauce packets? Oh, huh.
I mean, they have they sell freezer dried or air dried whatever squid. It tastes actually kind of sweet. I've had that's before.
Is it any
I
good?
do like jerky.
Is it any good?
Mm.
It's kind of weird, but it's all right, I guess. It's kind of soft and easily terrible, kind of like even softer than crockpot chicken.
Damn.
Softer than crockpot chicken.
I would not like that then, because I do not like that meat that soft.
I mean, I could eat it, probably, as long as it's not, really crunchy and, ooh.
Have any of you had crawfish before?
I don't think so.
No, but I have had shrimp, and
No.
I hate it now.
I've eaten shrimp and I've had lobster. I don't think I've had crawfish though.
Oh,
I've had crab, but that's about it.
am I really? I cannot be the most cultured one on this stream for having ate crawfish.
I live in Oklahoma, dude. Oklahoma's not that cultured unless with natives.
I've eaten
I
octopus
live
before,
in
but
I live in Queensland, for fuck's sake.
I've eaten octopus before, but now I feel very guilty because they're very smart animals. And
I-
If you don't know-
wait,
if you wanna know
did
what,
Koi Monsters see that video that I posted?
what
I
video?
posted a while ago.
DM me, dude.
Oh, I need
I've
to
ate-
find it though.
I've ate calamari just recently. I think that's basically small squid
Ooh.
or octopus or something.
Are squid smart like octopi or no? Or octopus?
I don't know.
Because like if they're as smart as octopus, I would not eat them. But because I feel very bad for eating octopus now.
Calamari, because you must have done well if you cooked it well, because a lot of people don't cook it right, and then it ends up like if you overcook it, and you may as well just eat a cock ring.
I didn't. Well, I didn't cook it. I gone to this one Asian restaurant that had some very Americanized food in there, but also had some more legit Asian food. Primarily the fact that they served cold calamari with actual little squids that's probably about that big or something. And I took a stab it with a fork and was like, oh, there's squid in this. Oh. Yeah, but I've had crawfish.
Imagine
before.
if it was still moving.
Oh man, no, I would not eat it alive. That for one
No,
thing.
why would you do that?
Like it
For one thing,
comes
that's
crawling out of your throat.
For one thing, that sounds fucking cruel as fuck.
Yeah.
You fucking eat the thing before you kill it.
Yeah.
And secondly, that just sounds very unpleasant for my digestives and whatnot.
They actually do that in Japan.
Just
I'm
imagine
like,
it
why Japan?
wiggling
Why
in
do
your
this?
stomach.
Yeah, they do that.
Like
in
one
Japan.
thing if they recently
Just
killed it, like they killed it right before they brought it to you, but nah, dude.
One thing that I hear that they do with lobster.
Then it's just the nerves moving.
One thing that I hear that they do with lobster is that they boil them alive when they cook them.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Cause I
think it kills them like rather quickly though.
Are you?
But yeah, I think you need to kill them before you put them in the pot though, just for
No,
humanitarian
you
sake.
boil them alive, but if it kills them quickly, then well, yeah.
I don't know. I would have
If
to like.
if it boils and kills them quickly.
Yeah, I mean, if I could like see the science in that, well then okay, but I still have kind of moral qualms with killing an animal slowly. Like I have, in the grand scheme of things, I don't really care that much. I'm a humanist more than anything. Well, actually, if there was like another relatively smart species that was like relatively similar to us in intelligence and whatnot, I would consider them equal to humans. But until then, I'm a humanist.
Yeah, except
Oh,
I like
geez, that's gonna be
some animals too. So
What do you say, Koi?
As things are gonna get even messier once like human or animals with our intelligence start coming all along. Jeez.
they're probably gonna get revenge.
Like if we literally end up with Planet of the Apes, where humans and apes live side by side, well then, yeah.
You saw that
fair.
video that I just posted, Cole?
That's terrifying, dude.
It just comes crawling and then just falls off the ledge.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that thing before. That was fucking freaky. That's fucking creepy.
It was weird and hilarious at the same time.
Oh jeez.
It's just
Goodbye,
it's just like
world.
Jello falling, just like.
But yeah, do you guys know what a crawfish looks like?
It's
Yeah.
smaller, it's like a lobster. but
I
smaller.
live somewhat close to Louisiana, so yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I am from Queensland. Is not very cultured. It's like it's compared to the rest of the states. Like everyone looks upon Queensland saying, "Can we just cut you out and like send you to your own country?" And it's like we could join.
Queensland.
Think of Queensland. So think of Florida, and then imagine Florida's retarded cousin. That's where you got Queensland. That's where we are.
Hey, no, that's not fair. That's not fair. Everybody in the States loves Florida. In fact, they love Florida so much that they want Florida to join their side of the political spectrum come the election.
Oh my god.
But
because there's so many
no.
people.
Think of so Queensland is basically the California of Australia.
It's probably matches more with Florida. You know, they're just like much less cultured.
I would say that like even politics aside, Florida is more well loved than California. I mean,
they're
freaking
crazy.
freaking Taylor, even for example, and he's not exactly right wing, not really in the slightest. Well, except for when it comes to guns, but aside from that, he's pretty left. So and even he's all like, "Can we just nuke California?"
I mean,
Or just
once
dig-
someone on the left says nuke California, you know you have a wrong opinion.
You done fucked up, AA Ron.
How about instead we just dig a giant hole around California and push it into the
Yeah.
ocean? Make it its own
You got to get
island.
rid of that Maxine. That Maxine Ward is like she's scary.
Mhm.
That crazy old bitch.
Maxine
yeah,
Waters.
she scares me so much.
Dianne Feinstein.
Well,
Most
then again,
of
there's a
the
bunch of crazy old
Democrats.
bitches in politics and a bunch of crazy old dudes. So
Yeah.
It's like imagine. Actually, no, don't imagine that. That'd be horrifying.
no.
What are you about
I
to
was
say?
thinking of like if they ever had a gangbang. I'm like,
Oh,
what would happen?
God.
But then I was like, oh yeah, that's why I don't imagine that. Ooh.
Well, maybe to at least slightly clear our minds of that cancer,
No.
there's this TikTok video that Crusader shared me.
Oh yeah. Wait. Oh, this isn't the same one he showed me.
Let's
No.
I'm gonna get banned.
let's shall we check it out, y'all?
Might as well.
Sure, I guess.
All right.
Do you see me fucking laughing, my nigga? I ain't fucking laughing.
Just EDP with that fucking filter's hilarious.
I ain't fucking laughing.
Do you see me laughing, my nigga?
I ain't fucking laughing.
Just had to watch it for a third time for good measure.
I fucking love EDP, man. He's such quality memes.
Just when they hear the joke. Ooh,
Okay,
countdown.
stop
Ready.
screen. Oh, Loudmouth, you're back. What's up?
Hello there.
Hello.
So, answer me this question, Loudmouth.
And I'm probably gonna have to head out.
Oh, really?
Alright.
Well, take care, Wolf.
Yeah, so
Hey.
I'll catch up with you
Good
soon. So yeah, so come post some memes in my Discord, like whatever memes take your fancy. So boobies,
Oh, I
whatever you
will.
want.
Just
Unfortunately, I'm not much of a meme lord, but I'll try to remember.
yeah, just look for me in
Yeah, dad, just give me some
Dark
dad
server.
jokes, whatever you got.
look for me in Dark Hunt.
Okay, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Bye.
So, one thing I gotta ask you, Loudmouth. You mind if I call you by your first nickname, kind of like Connor Johnson does?
Huh?
Yeah, would it be all right if I just referred to you as Jim?
Sure. Why not?
No.
Why?
Have you ever ate crawfish?
Crawfish.
Yeah.
Not that I can remember.
Oh. I was just curious because earlier I was asking these guys if they ever ate crawfish. Have any of you ate snake?
Yes,
No.
I've tried rattlesnake before.
Yeah,
It's like chicken.
Well, you know.
That's what they all say about different random meats. I've tried
No,
alligator.
really, like it literally tastes like chicken, just like not enough meat.
I've ate gator before, and it tastes kind of like chicken, but almost more of a I don't know what
Gamey?
exact. A little bit more of a gamey version of chicken. It's pretty good.
Hmm.
What do you mean like gamey anyways?
Like, you know, when you go hunting like game,
Oh, okay, so it's like fresher or something?
it tastes more wild.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. Have any of y'all ate well, Koi, obvious. I think she said that she had, but she refuses to in the future. Have any of the rest of y'all ate squid before?
No, not squid, octopus, I said.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'd be willing to try it, but I don't know if I actually would because it kind of freaks me out.
Right. all them creepy crawlies.
Ugh, especially when it just falls off of a ledge, it just flops.
Like that.
Don't remind me of that video.
Plop.
Plop.
Jellyfish. It's like it's a jelly fish, basically.
Not quite, but
Speaking of fish, jellyfish, have you guys heard of what recently went on with Gabe the Fat Snowflake?
oh yeah.
what?
Wait, well, yes.
Oh my
and
god,
no.
video was pretty damning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
Wait,
my
what did he
God,
do
dodged
this
a-
time?
I dodged a fucking bullet with that guy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, me too, because he tried to message me, and I don't know, I just kind of ignored him. I guess that was definitely the right thing to do in retrospect.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I've given some attention / respect to the guy when I first met him, but that
Yeah,
kind of
same.
waned off as soon as the Rin drama really kicked
Oh
into
yeah. Because
But-
he was like,
Yeah.
the thing that happened with you is that he started accusing you, like but he used your first name, like it's public, right, dude? Can I use it?
Zach. Yeah.
Yeah, Zach. Okay, yeah, because he said, "Oh, Zach is threatening this Rin person," and I. but the thing
Wait,
is,
he was
I
really
was
saying that shit? What a fucking
White Knight.
He's a white knight as hell.
Yeah, and anyways,
God, that guy.
because what happened was because this was after me dealing with some bullshit I really shouldn't bring up here, but I was just like
Mhm.
so maxed out on everyone's crap. I was like, no, dude, I'm blocking you and Zach. But the thing is, I have two friends named Zach, you and this other guy, so I blocked the wrong Zach.
Oh, so
But-
you would have blocked me if you knew more of the story.
Well, I was just real sorry. I was just like in a really bad spot, dude.
But like, yeah, but Omegon and his video just kind of went through like he has like this pattern for years of making like
Mhm.
these really creepy messages to women about his moobs. It was just
Oh
man.
yeah, he messaged me
Yeah.
about that. Like he just randomly mentioned he wore a bra, and I'm like, okay, whatever, dude.
Like goddamn, dude, lose a bit of weight. You know, stop eating so goddamn much. Go to the
Yeah,
gym.
for real.
Spend a few fucking minutes on a treadmill. God damn it.
It reminds me of that video where he put in the title "lol hand dryer."
I mean, a lot of people
Oh,
got a bit
God.
of weight to lose. Okay, that's I'd be a hypocrite if I criticize him for a bit of weight, but goddamn, he is
You have a right to criticize him for his weight, dude. Don't worry about it.
You are not even near his level. Neither am I.
no.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Shim criticizing S-Man for his weight.
For real.
But
I'm
anyway, yeah.
Darkon, by the
Yeah,
way.
it's the moobs and this and that, and him messaging random women about erectile dysfunction. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah,
That's
Ew.
disgraceful.
The really bullshit stuff was when that he gets creepy with that teenager.
Oh,
Can you show me how to put on a bra?
Ew.
Ew. That's just
Fucking wrong with
no.
that guy.
Yeah. Oh, just to let you know, also Darkon, I unblocked the other Zach, so.
Yeah, I was sure. Like I was sure that you did not have
And
him like.
Yeah, I told him afterwards because like we have gotten in some grips in the past, but then like because like that stuff happened, I'm like, you're getting blocked, bro. Because I told him like, oh, you're both getting blocked. So because like again, this was after some major.
I'd
fucking
rather not
shit
even talk
happened.
about that guy anymore. But
Yeah,
there's just so much
Yeah.
more to worry about today than all this shit. I mean, the fucking society is on lockdown. All the
live in a
restaurants are
society.
closed. The movie theaters are closed. The bars are closed. Everything's fucking closed.
we live in
Yeah,
a society.
sucks.
Society is closed. America is closed.
Yep. Only things that you can do is order in a pizza and watch some fucking streaming service.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I was actually gonna meet my
No,
boyfriend.
don't watch streaming because
Guys.
the servers are being overloaded. Watch
Scene
this.
interrupting bear.
What?
That's how I feel every time. Like, I'm sorry, dude. I was trying to say something, but you talked over me. Yeah. Okay.
What?
You can finish, but please let me speak afterwards.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, yeah, I was gonna meet my boyfriend Crow in person finally this week, but then he kept getting flights delayed and everything. and then he just it got too frustrating for him. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to cancel and go like right away to like because he was planning to move to Florida, so he had to just end up going straight to Florida in the end. Yeah, that really sucked, man.
Yikes.
Yeah, you go to the grocery stores, half the aisles are empty, and everyone's wearing masks, including me.
And they took the fucking toilet paper.
The toilet paper.
I got enough toilet paper to shit for the next year. I'm good on that.
Everyone get the fancy bidet. It squirts water up your ass to clean you.
Yeah, that's they need to have it mandatory in America. Just buy a fucking bidet.
I mean, I just bought a roll long before, about 4 months ago, before all this started. A big chunk of toilet paper from Costco. Didn't really think much of it. Now I guess it's like valuable currency. Who knows?
Yeah, it's like Blur White was saying. Like I was listening to her stream earlier, and she says it's like gold now.
It's Bitcoin.
Bitcoin gold, yeah.
But honestly, I was reading a report on why they shut everything down. It was fucking terrifying. It said that if the United States just treated this like just the flu, bro, and just continued about their day-to-day lives as normal, if they didn't take extreme measures, this says this virus would kill 4 million Americans within 3 months and would kill about 10% of the population over the age of 70.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's just like because like there's a lot of people in this country who have health problems. I'm not worried for myself. I'm just worried for my older family members. Really.
Oh, I'm worried for myself and my older family. This virus has killed people who are young and in decent health. It's just not true that it only kills the old or only kills those who had pre-existing health conditions. No, it can kill anyone. You're at a lower risk of it killing you if you're relatively young and in good health. But
well, it's like what 2%?
You're not out of the woods.
Well, it's like what, a 2% chance?
If I got it, I probably have like 99.5% chance of survival. That's still way higher than if I got influenza.
Yeah, with if you got regular flu, it'd probably be like a 99.999% chance surviving.
Right, so probably my chance of dying of this would be 30 times higher than the flu. The chances of me being permanently fucked up by the disease another way, even if I survive, would be like 30, 40, 50 times higher than the flu. It's this shit is fucking scary. And people have been like downplaying this for months, and it's been really disgusting. Like, yeah, BuzzFeed's, worry more about influenza than this COVID-19 shit. God.
BuzzFeed is saying that? Wow.
They were not anymore. They were 2 months ago.
I just don't know what to think about.
And now they're trying to you notice a lot of people have been sharing those old articles of them from a couple months ago back in the media's faces, like, yeah, fake news, assholes.
Shit.
Shut down.
I keep hearing different things from different people, so I just don't know what to believe. I'm just not gonna lose get over it. Like, you can be concerned for yourself and your family if you want, but
take precautions.
I'm not concerned for
take this shit seriously.
If I may say, Loudmouth, I don't think anyone ever said that there's literally no chance of younger and healthier people from dying.
I'm just saying it's unlikely.
They just said that it's
it's you probably won't, but I'm saying the chance is there, so I'd be worried for myself as well as older family members and what have you. And the virus can transfer from animals to humans. Who knows? Yeah. My dog could get the disease somehow. Could sniff another dog's ass.
Heard that was a myth that cats and dogs can't catch it.
No, my dog could sniff another dog's ass, get the disease, and then lick my face, and boom, got the virus.
I'm gonna have to actually look into that because I had I wish I could find the article again. But there was this one article that was going on top myths about coronavirus. I said the full word, but whatever. And one of them was about dogs and cats.
Yeah.
And saying that was a myth, but I don't know.
But I mean, this disease did transfer from bats to humans, so it's proven this disease can transfer from animals to humans.
I think that's a myth, actually.
No, it's not. It's shown this this virus originally did originate in bats. It is a bat virus that mutated.
Stop. These bats are contaminated with corona flu virus.
No,
I
So,
think
don't-
I think
don't
what was
eat bat.
I think was it really from them consuming bats?
We don't really know exactly how it got out, but this was at one point a bat virus. We don't know exactly how it made the leap from animals to humans, whether it came from a Wuhan's weapons lab or whether it just mutated in their disgusting food markets. We don't know for sure. But it has confirmed this was originally a bat virus. That is absolutely true.
Okay.
I call it the.
Teal Deer
spook
did a
flu.
video a while back doing a meta-analysis of the virus.
A while back, like how old is the video?
I don't know, a month and a half ago, something like that. Feels a while back, and current at the rate this virus spread, everything feels faster than normal.
I call
Wow,
it
who was talking about it when it was rather obscure?
I've been following this since the middle of January. As soon as I realized that China was locking down cities, I knew shit was eventually going to go down, because China would not lock down cities and fuck up their entire economy like this unless they were genuinely terrified of this virus. They would not take such extreme measures that they've taken. They would not be rounding up people and throwing them into camps, all right, and barricading the all access points to massive cities with populations of tens of millions of people, unless they thought this virus was incredibly scary and could do serious damage if they didn't. So I've known for a while that things were going to go down. I'm kind of surprised they went down this fast. I was expecting it to take another month or two to get this bad. But I think the reason why is because Trump, he closed down travel to China early on, but he didn't close down travel to Europe, and people were traveling from from China to Europe, and then Europe here, and bringing the virus with them.
China.
I've been calling
Iran
it
is
the
furious
spook
at China.
flu.
The main reason why they resisted China's calls why they gave in to China's calls to keep their travel open is because, thanks to America's economic sanctions on Iran, Iran is really dependent on trade with China for their economy. So they were willing to buckle to pressure from China, and now they're paying the price. Thousands of Iranians are dying.
I've been calling the coronavirus the spook flu.
Spook flu. Kung flu.
Kung flu, yeah.
Kung flu.
Wuhan flu. Actually, I think it should be called the Chinese Communist Government flu, because they're the
Yeah,
ones
there you go.
responsible.
I mean, Trump did call it the Chinese virus. Now, I don't think that's the right name. I don't think that's the right name, though.
Come
Hey,
How about the Xi
do not-
Jinping virus?
Y'all having us being all racist and shit with this coronavirus? I think we should call it by its true name. Lung Pao Sicken. I actually saw that shared by Tristan Blaze on one of our Twitter groups.
Fucking Tristan.
And of
Well-
course, you get usual pathetic articles from the mainstream media that even though this virus has a 60% higher lethality rate for men than for women, there's dumbass articles in the mainstream media about how it affects women worse.
Yeah,
the
I heard
world.
about that.
I hate those articles so fucking much.
End
I
of
have
the
to
world,
say,
women
blows up
most
Earth.
affected.
I hear vaguely about that stuff, but I honestly, that hasn't been reaching in that much mainstream conversation apparently.
There's been a
About
few
the
dumbass
gender
articles. Asteroid
disparity.
blows up
Oh
Earth,
my
women
God.
most affected.
That
That was the joke Teal Deer did a while back about those kind of articles. He had this animatic of a giant planet-killing asteroid hitting the Earth as this meteor hits Earth, women most affected. Obviously, the joke being everyone would die if that happened. So, everyone would be equally affected.
Exactly.
Meteors coming, women are being most affected.
What meteor hits Earth, women most affected. That's-
Dinosaurs went extinct, women most affected.
Yes.
It was
female-
the female dinosaurs.
Yes, the female dinosaurs were much more affected. I mean, I know the males went extinct too, but it affected the women more for reasons.
Because reasons.
Yes.
Exactly.
There was that actual quote by Hillary Clinton. Women have always been the primary victims of war. Women lose their sons, their fathers, their husbands.
Oh my god. It's
That was a real quote by Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, and
no one wins.
there was
no one wins from war.
I saw a meme of where that basically it had like a text of her saying that with a picture of her on the podium and whatnot, and then the next picture was Jackie Chan with the "What in the world" meme. You know, he was all like, and the text right there was all like, "Doesn't that mean that males are the ones most affected?"
Duh.
I mean, I know that it's pretty much your wet dream, Hillary, but women are still not the primary people serving in combat roles. Sorry.
Right. I think that does play a role in our evolution. It's why men are kind of disrespected in the modern world. Throughout most of human history, constant warfare has kind of just been the norm, and thus young men have died in wars at dramatically higher rates than they have in recent years because our societies have been just too damn peaceful, unless there's been kind of a surplus population of men.
How is it being too peaceful exactly a problem?
Yeah, sadly, yes, being too peaceful, prosperous, and not having people die in wars creates its own problems.
What?
We're so bored. We want to murder more people.
Come on, dude.
But that's the real problem. Our species hasn't really adjusted to the modern world. It's so new.
I know
Like
exactly.
the vast majority of our history has been a world of tribal warfare.
Yeah, jeez.
We haven't adjusted to this yet.
Oh,
Now we're headed back to the old days.
Yeah, can we please
Now
not?
civilization is collapsing.
God, I've murdered two
Bring
people
about
in
another
Vietnam.
1,000-year dark age.
No.
Yeah, I guess so. It was called. I remember it 60 years ago. It was called the Wu Flu.
You racist.
Free.
It fucked us all up.
All right, no rest for the trigger.
All right.
We got tears
But
to
it
cry.
had nothing to do with communist China's totalitarian policies and jailing doctors. No. China is love. China is life.
Tonight, every night, I pray to China, our Lord and Savior.
Our Lord and Savior, China Christ.
Yeah,
Hail to the king, motherfucker.
But religion is forbidden.
What's more important, freedom and democracy, or sucking on the golden tea to China? That's from South Park. I was quoting South Park there.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
What's more important, promoting democracy or sucking on the golden tea to China? Was that by a China supporter in the episode?
Oh, the episode was fantastic. It mocked how American companies censor their media to appease Chinese censorship.
Yep.
In the episode, they tried to start a movie, make a movie about their band, and while they're trying to make the movie, they're like these Chinese censors are constantly interfering with them. Oh, you can't say that. China don't like that. When they say, "Well, it's a free country," cut. You can't say it's a free country. They don't like that in China. Or one character says, I think I'm gay. No, you can't say that. China don't like gay people.
Yet they have so many men and so many and so much soy.
Right. It's true. What was it? For example, that scene at the end of Rise of Skywalker, there's a 10-second lesbian kiss in the background during the celebration. Cut out of the Chinese version.
Yep.
And whenever I saw Tumblr freaking out that Frozen 2 wouldn't have Elsa be gay because China.
Because China. And those fucking idiots on Tumblr, they have no clue that's the reason. They keep blaming American homophobia. No, that's not the reason, you idiots. It's to market the movie in communist China.
It's a huge mark, and that's why people still do shit over there.
Right.
even though they just need to stop doing anything with them and say fuck you.
You know, on this stream, we were talking about Mulan a little bit earlier, me and Coin Monster more precisely. Excuse me. And I was about to say to her, if any Disney animated movie was ripe for a live-action remake, honestly, I think it was Mulan. Because for one thing, not only is it like not the most critically acclaimed amongst their creations like Lion King or Beauty and the Beast, for example, or Little Mermaid, but it's also about a freaking war. It's a freaking war movie. Like, it's potential for it to be rated PG-13 or, well, yeah, I was about to say or even R, but that's probably going a little bit too far. But for it to be like a PG-13 war movie, now that all the young Mulan fans are all grown up, there's potential in that.
Well,
there is a huge potential for it
if Disney did it right, but no.
Mulan is the Disney princess with the highest body count. She killed a lot more people with snow than Elsa from Frozen ever did.
Oh, burn!
Fuck you, Elsa. You ain't violent enough.
Elsa isn't a princess, though. She's she was, but for most of the movie, she was queen.
The queen.
Hail to the queen.
Yeah,
Hail to the one.
How is Mulan she not dead, though? How is she not dead yet?
What, Elsa?
No, the real Queen of England.
Oh, never mind.
But what was it? Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Not that problem.
Oh no, missed. Playing Overwatch here, by the way.
I know.
I can't believe you still play Overwatch, though. That's like...
Yeah, but are you guys aware of the fact
Can you see this? Fuck you, Crusader.
Hold on. Are you guys aware of the fact that the actress who Disney cast to play the live-action Mulan advocated communist China murder all the Hong Kong protesters?
Oh, yeah, that bitch.
That was
fucked.
Honestly, I'm against this movie just for that reason.
I wasn't going to see it anyway.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker! No, damn it.
Yeah, I wasn't going to see it anyways because I have no interest in the Disney reboots, like, even if I saw the original, but it's like now I'm strongly opposed to it now. It's like, no, dude. But, you know, I told you before, not Crusader, before I told you DarkCon, remember I told you that it got canceled in China now?
Good riddance.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Walt Disney Corporation. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, actress who plays Mulan. Fuck you, Disney.
Yeah,
fuck
the coronavirus and the tensions in Hong Kong are the big middle fingers to you, Disney.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
even in darkness there is some light.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you put all your eggs in one basket. They're all gonna get smashed.
Right.
But the shame though is Onward did poorly at the box office because of the coronavirus too. It's by far Pixar's least successful movie, and it was really damn good. I saw it; it was actually fantastic.
You know, I'm going to prioritize. Dang, if the coronavirus slows down quickly enough and theaters reopen, that's one of the movies that I want to prioritize watching, along with Bloodshot. Honestly,
no, they've already confirmed it's going to Disney Plus early. It's coming to Disney Plus on April 4th.
Son of a bitch.
So just stay in on Disney Plus. It's really good.
Yeah, but still, that's the one.
Well, but if I'm interested, I need to get myself a membership just so I can watch the entire Mandalorian series. I've watched the first few episodes, but not the whole thing.
Oh, the Mandalorian is really good. Was really good. Definitely the best Star Wars property Disney's made. Didn't make up for how disappointing Rise of Skywalker was, but yeah,
could have been worse.
And you got Baby Yoda.
The memes of the cute little fucker.
Baby Yoda is adorable, though, even though he's not Yoda, but still.
Well, he's the clone that's basically the reincarnation of him, right?
No, don't even present that film theory, Coy. I swear.
No, I thought
another member of Yoda's species. He's not Yoda.
Shit. Guys, you guys gotta keep it down because my mom.
Cat, stop trying to eat random shit. You're retarded.
Yeah, my mom's being too loud for her, guys. Please tone it down.
Sorry, what? We're being too loud?
Yeah, everyone's being too loud, guys. Please tone it down.
Oh, you don't have headphones on?
I do, but I'm talking too loud because I can't hear you guys right now because you're talking too loud.
Hey, I was just kidding, just being sarcastic. Just being sarcastic by saying don't present those film theories.
Oh,
Hold on. I found the most retarded article in the history of mankind.
oh no.
From Vice.com.
No.
As hospitals
no.
prepare for COVID-19, life-saving trans surgeries are delayed.
Oh,
Their medical facilities may soon become overtaxed for everyone. The coronavirus pandemic has shed light on how transgender people's care can be treated as non-essential.
oh my god.
Oh my fucking lord.
Welcome, Vice.com. I really hate you people. Like, I hate you guys. I really just despise you on a cellular level.
Also, not to mention, they took on Salon.com's pedophile that they had. They took him in, I think.
Oh my. What
Oh,
the
man.
fuck?
I can just imagine the Riley Dennis videos now, Loudmouth. Thanks a lot.
Oh god.
I have a really low opinion of the entire profession of journalism. I think
Yeah, same.
journalism has a higher percentage of psychopaths than any other profession.
Jeez,
Just
yeah.
there's so many
Yeah.
scumbags in that industry.
Fucking Washington Post.
Yeah, I don't know who's the worst though. Vice, Salon, a Slate. Who knows?
Well, the fact that
HuffPo.
the fact that Vice and Salon were promoting pedophilia, basically. So
Yeah, if you
Good
promote
one, Vice.
pedophilia, you shouldn't even be in prison. You just need to be just like thrown into an island and forgotten,
yeah.
and maybe eaten
Banish
by
all,
alligators.
banish all pedo apologists to a desert island.
Yeah, exactly. Or put them in a cage. Put the pedo apologists in a cage with the pedophiles and see what happens.
He who monkey.
He who monkey what?
What you say? He who monkey?
What?
Just treat him like a monkey. Maybe he'll revert into one.
Wait, who?
Dang, we're actually doing good on this round.
Oh,
Vito.
you're talking about your game there. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm not talking about the conversation. Like I'm multitasking a little bit, but yeah.
I'm so unbelievably bored here. Like I'm always at home already, but the fact that I'm not allowed to go anywhere now
Same.
fucking sucks.
Well, the thing about us autistic people is we're social isolated all the time. So now the entire world has to live through my pain.
There you go.
I mean,
Yes.
I'm autistic too, but I'm just like, I want to get out so I'm not stuck in my head all the time.
Hey, you know, in my most recent mirror on my Two Senses channel, like one of his fans said, I don't disagree with Dark Conservatarian, like referring to my response video to War Corpse on abortion, but he just comes off as a total spurg, something along those lines. And then another subscriber of my Two Cents, Patrick Rooney, who I think is a subscriber of mine, and he's all like, he is, but that's why we like him. I don't know, maybe I am an undiagnosed autist. Who the fuck knows?
That's
I
possible.
mean, it wouldn't be
also-
shocking.
I'm also an introvert who tries to be an extrovert.
You might be an ambivert. You never know.
What's
I
an
think I'm
ambivert?
It means it's like a mixture of introvert and extrovert.
I guess so.
I mean, just I heard about it, I'm just like, maybe I'm not an introvert. Maybe I'm just ambiverted, but just so socially awkward I isolate myself.
Oh man, I'm going to really love. Oh, look at that armor right there. That's pretty awesome. Looks like a
He looks-
freaking. What'd you say?
Yo, he reminds me of Zeus from the Hercules movie that Disney made a while ago.
Oh, I gotta see that, damn it.
God, it's
Zeus,
one of my
you mean the
favorites.
Zeus who's a completely faithful husband? That's Zeus.
Yeah,
Wait,
real.
what the fuck you talking about?
The Zeus
You
from
never s-
Disney's Hercules, who's a totally faithful husband.
oh, jeez. And totally not a serial rapist.
Yeah, he's totally not a serial rapist.
You're not talking about like the one that had James Woods playing as Hades, are you?
Yeah, I'm talking about that one.
What this
in the
about?
midst, though, Zeus is pretty much a complete poonhound. And yeah, he does actually rape a couple times. Like,
Mhm.
I think her name was Callisto, one of the henchmen of Artemis, his daughter. Zeus actually, I'm not kidding. He takes the form of his daughter to get near her. All right, and while in female form, he starts making out with her. Then becomes his real self and finishes the job while holding her.
Jesus.
Zeus.
Ew.
King of the
I
gods.
never
Greek mythology.
I
They've-
never remembered that part.
Oh, there's a lot of fucked up Greek mythologies. You ever hear the origin of the Minotaur?
Oh yeah, I've heard that, dude.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, Poseidon there proved just as much of an unmitigated sick bastard as Zeus.
Yeah.
Is Poseidon like a mermaid?
He was the
Merman.
Lord of the Sea. He was the sea god.
Well,
Brother of Zeus.
With the trident.
I'm just checking. Like, what the
Is
fuck?
he the mermaid, dude?
Really, dude? You need to read more on Greek mythology, man.
It's very interesting.
Wait. Well, okay. According to official mythology, isn't Poseidon like a merman, basically?
No, he's the god of the sea. He can take on multiple forms. He sometimes takes that form.
Okay, never mind then. Never mind. I thought his inherent look was being a merman.
No, he wasn't originally even the god of the sea. That was Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon delved up the three areas of creation. Hades got Erebus, the underworld, the least desirable. Zeus got the sky, and Poseidon got the sea.
Who got the earth?
The earth was considered neutral territory.
Gaia was the earth goddess.
No, Gaia was
Gaia?
a primordial god.
Oh.
And the
Gaia
original
was one of the
Earth Mother-
Titans.
No, Gaia was not a Titan. Gaia was a primordial.
Oh,
What's
Before
a
the
primordial?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Well, is Gaia like the mother of Kronos?
Yes.
Dude, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Kronos was, so essentially, she's Zeus's grandmother. But yeah, the Titans were created because when Uranos, the original god of the sky, and Gaia, the Earth Mother, kind of had children. When the sky and the Earth fucked each other, and then created the race of Titans. And
Awesome.
basically, over time, Uranos's pride and humility gets to him, and his children, the Titans, eventually overthrow him. The first Olympian is created when Kronos cuts off Uranos's testicles.
Ouch.
and,
What the fuck?
Throws them into the ocean and mixes with the salt of the ocean, creating Aphrodite, the first Olympian goddess.
She was made from sea salt and sperm.
And the sky's testicles.
Ouch.
The sky's testicles and sea salt.
Yes, mixed together to create Aphrodite, goddess of love.
Wow.
That explains everything.
it. Yeah, she's made from fucking a sex organ. Like, not just the sperm, like the sex organ. Holy shit.
Aphrodite was the most beautiful woman in all creation, and it establishes that no matter what your specific perception of beauty would be, any man who looked at Aphrodite, she would look like the most beautiful woman he'd ever seen. So she'd kind of change her appearance depending on who was looking at her to always be their perfect ideal of what a woman would look like.
Wow.
Nice. Very manipulative, but nice.
So
Aphrodite was
basically,
incredibly
if I was
manipulative.
if I was to view her, I would see like the curviest bombshell of a black lady.
Maybe,
Yes.
or if let's say you're an Asian chick, she would look like an Asian chick. Yeah, whatever is your perception of the most beautiful woman in the world, Aphrodite would look like.
Wow.
That's how Aphrodite functioned.
That's awesome. This has
Very
been
inclusive.
streaming for about 2.5 hours.
Very
I'm having fun.
inclusive.
Who
If you
needs
actually-
to?
Also,
on.
what was it? The first human woman was modeled after Aphrodite, Pandora.
Oh,
Before that, all the mortals were guys, and they were all sculpted out of clay. The first woman was created for the mortals to sexually reproduce, and was modeled after Aphrodite, Pandora.
and he was the one, and she was the one who opened the box.
Well, it was
That
actually a
release.
jar, but yeah. Well, Zeus, in order to punish humans for accepting Prometheus's gift of fire, put all unhappiness into several jars. Well, and wanted to didn't want to have all the blame for it, so he wanted to make a human who would open the jars. And first, none of the mortal men were accepting them, so he decided to seduce some more by creating Pandora, the first woman. And she was foolish enough to open the jar. And she unleashed all misery and unhappiness into the world.
That's basically the biting of the fruit of knowledge, the forbidden fruit of knowledge.
That
Like
trope
Adam and
of
Eve.
everything was okay, and then women showed up, and then things went to shit. It's kind of a trope in a lot of mythologies.
Hey, Coin Monster, I hold him and you punch.
I am not sorry.
That I'm sorry, that is the case in these mythologies. Yeah, that was what that myth was essentially meant to say.
So basically, okay, so Prometheus offered fire to mankind. Mankind accepted. Zeus found that mankind was not worthy, was too innocent to be wielding such a dangerous element, that being fire. So therefore he put the box, which is basically holds all evil inside it. And then Pandora comes along and opens it.
Correct.
This is all real epic. Like, tell me more, loudmouth.
Prometheus, for stealing fire from the hearth of Olympus and giving it to the mortals, Zeus didn't take kindly to that. What did he do to Prometheus? Strapped him to a rock, and then he created a giant eagle that would eat his liver every day. Then his eagle would grow. Then his liver would grow back, and then the eagle would come back the next day to feast on his liver every day for the rest of eternity.
And the next day. And the next
And then he did something to someone else by making him carry the fucking earth. I forgot his name, though.
Atlas.
Atlas, yes.
Yeah, one of the Titans who... Yeah, he created various punishments for all the Titans after he overthrew them. And that was Atlas's punishment. He'd have to hold up the sky.
Zeus was a bit of a dick.
More than a dick, he was a psycho.
He was a mega
The Titans
dick.
had it coming, though. You do know the Kronos, the Titan Lord, he ate all his children. That was the thing. The three Hecate, Demeter, Hera, Poseidon, Hades, and Zeus was his youngest. Or he ate the first 5 of them, and his mother hid Zeus away to be able to grow up away from his father's wrath. Whereas the rest of his siblings all grew up in Kronos' gut. Zeus, as an adult, found a way to free his siblings from Kronos, and together they overthrew the Titans.
Holy shit! Kronos ate his children, and his children were still alive inside his stomach.
They're gods. Yeah. They can't die. Yes, and they overthrew them. Kronos himself was chopped up into pieces and thrown into Tartarus. All the other Titans who were neutral in the fight were allowed to survive and stay. Only the ones that fought with Kronos did Zeus punish. And Atlas was one of them who fought with Kronos. And his punishment was being forced to hold up the sky for all eternity.
Eesh. This is real deep, real deep and dark stuff. I love it.
Greek mythology is crazy.
Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna have these guys just waiting around. Real crazy. So it gives I don't know if I can like go as deep as that, but this almost gives me inspiration for some ideas of my comic project. Like you weren't here for it, but I was like reading off some of my some of the ancient lore of my comic series Stargaze. Yeah, basically that there's these angelic demigod-like creatures called the Centennials who are created by a greater actual god, and yeah, and basically the Centennials were the ones who actually created the rest of the universe, the rest of existence and whatnot. This is what
By the
my
way, Zach,
idea is. What?
you know how you're Christian and all? Have you heard about the true, like, what angels actually look like?
I haven't like looked into a whole lot of that, but I know that the Book of Enoch goes a whole lot more into the lore and whatnot of the angels.
I'm gonna post it.
I
I'm
have
gonna
to-
post what angels supposedly look like in your chat. Here it is.
Like
Go ahead and do that. That'd be
Evangelion.
interesting. Post it in the art channel.
Yeah,
Like an Evangelion,
it-
apparently. Something.
there's maybe that's why angels say, "Do not be afraid."
What were you saying, Koi?
I was saying, like, they look like an Evangelion. I goof.
Ah. You know, there is one thing that I
You
kind
know the angels from Evangelion.
You know what's kind of interesting about the Passion of the Christ is of how that they make Satan, who basically is a fallen angel, look very androgynous, like not male or female, kind of to make the point that angels are neither male nor female.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was interesting take.
It's in
But
the
no,
art
they were
channel right
gays,
now.
and that's why you hate the gays.
What do you say, Koi?
I was saying the stupid Sodom and Gomorrah. It's like, oh, but they were the gays and they raped the men and stuff.
Oh, right.
yeah, when,
right.
Therefore, I can
when
be
the people of
homophobic.
Sodom tried to rape those angels, those must have been some good-looking angels.
No, the angels did the raping, didn't they?
That whole story is fucking whacked.
Yeah, I know, dude.
No, is I'm pretty sure that it was like the gang, that the angry mob that was trying to rape the angels.
Yeah.
I don't recall the angels attempting to rape any
No,
Peoples.
the mob tried to rape the angels. I'm like, damn, those are some
The
good-looking
angels are holy.
Yes, and you also got to love Father of the Year Lot offering his daughters to be gang raped by a mob
Oh,
in their
geez.
place. What the fuck?
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dishonor on him and dishonor on his cow.
Really?
It all comes back full circle. Thanks a lot, Koi.
Ancient mythologies are all fucked up.
They are. But then again, it explains how we ended up as humans.
All right.
It's kind of late, guys. I should probably get going, but I'll probably watch the rest of the stream.
All right.
Alright.
Thanks for tagging along, Koi.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, dude. Good night, everybody.
It's cool.
And then there were 3.
What was I gonna say? I felt like that there was some other comment that I wanted to make about when we were talking about lore and mythology. I forget what it was.
Well, I posted the picture of what angels supposedly look like in art.
Well, you know, one thing I kind of can't get over when it comes to Greek mythology is how in modern media, Hades will often be portrayed as a villain, I guess just because death is scary. But Hades, if anything, in the myths, was probably the nicest and most understanding of the Greek gods.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
Yeah, I mean, he could be kind of a dick too sometimes, but compared to his brothers, Zeus and Poseidon, he was a fucking saint.
I mean, humans are inherently dicks in general, and that's how the gods were based off of humans.
Right.
I thought you was about to say he was an anti-hero at first there. An
Hades,
anti-hero.
I mean, he ran the underworld relatively fair, I suppose. There are basically 3 different regions of it. There were Elysium, which great heroes could get into, those who were particularly great. The vast majority of souls went to Asphodel, which was a land where you were neither in any pleasure or suffering, where you just kind of wandered around for eternity. And then there was the Fields of Punishment for those who committed some kind of crime the gods found disgusting.
Which, I mean, if they found it disgusting, imagine, like, yikes.
Well, Tantalus is a great example. Tantalus was a Greek king who had because he was a sick, demented fuck, had the bright idea of killing his son and cooking his son into stew and feeding it to the gods when the gods came to eat dinner at his house.
Okay,
Oh,
question.
fuck.
Question.
Needless
What? Go ahead.
Needless to say, the gods didn't approve of this. Zeus instantly, when he found out, he grabbed a lightning bolt and blew him to 1,000 pieces. And he personally marched his soul to the underworld, gave him to Hades, says, make sure this one's punishment is severe. Hades obliged. You ever hear of someone saying something's tantalizingly close? Well, basically with him, he was made to be hungry and thirsty for eternity, and food would always be placed in front of him, but he would never be able to eat it. Water would always be in front of him, but he would never be able to drink it. It was always tantalizingly close, named after Tantalus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't paying that close attention, but what was his crime again?
Killing his son.
He
and
cooked
feeding
his son
to the gods.
Cooked his son and ate him?
Worse. He cooked his son into stew and fed it to the gods.
Oh.
He thought the gods weren't treating him well, so he killed his son, who he didn't like, and he fed him to the gods as revenge. It didn't go well.
Yeah.
Tantalus was both a psychopath and a fucking moron.
It's like of all the people to feed him to, it had to be the fucking gods.
Play the game. You know, he's a psychopath and a moron. Kind of reminds us of a certain fat, scruffy-looking, fat fuck. Dumbass fat fuck. Who,
there's
goes
two
by
of them.
who goes by a bovine alias.
Oh, that bastard. Yeah, that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that dude's fucking insane.
Miller Lite tastes real good right now.
Yeah, did you read
my
some of
go-to.
his statements on Jews? They were fucking hilarious.
Some of his.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
statements
he was
on
an anti-Semite.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember that one. S-Man was reading them on a stream. I started laughing my ass off.
That must have been a very old stream.
It was like a couple months ago, but was one he said, I'm not anti-Semitic, obviously, just criticizing a Jew for acting very Jewish.
Contradictory statement.
Just like that fucking dipshit. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh,
I'm not
god.
an anti-Semite, but I really hate Jews.
Oh my god. What a fucking idiot. God.
What a fucking idiot. Not just an idiot, not just a retard, a
retard,
idiot.
yeah. A retard, yeah.
Idiot.
God
Gives
damn.
idiot a whole new name.
Oh, I remember what my question was. Is Tartarus like is that a realm in the underworld, or is that another name for the underworld?
It's the deepest realm of the underworld. The underworld's name is Erebus.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, of the underworld.
Yes, it was the deepest, darkest region of underworld that even Hades didn't go into.
Was that where Kronos was thrown into?
Yes.
Mhm.
There was no escape from Tartarus.
Have you ever played the RTS game Age of Mythology?
No.
No? Well, okay. Have you ever played Age of Empires?
No.
Have you ever even heard of Age of Empires?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Age of Mythology is another game based basically off of the same genre, but instead it's based in the Greek and Egyptian and Norse mythology universe. Well, okay. They
Try to
combined
combine all those mythologies.
Yeah, they combined all those mythologies into one universe, and they have like characters from Greek mythology, like Arcantos meet up with uh Egyptian heroes and Norse heroes as well on this journey of how. Anyway, I can't remember what exactly the plot was, but basically the ultimate bad guy was some Cyclops. I can't even remember what the Cyclops name was exactly, but his plan was to try and raise the Titans from the underworld to raise Kronos in particularly from Tartarus, so as to conquer the world, basically.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Was there anything in Greek mythology about a Cyclops or whatever trying to raise Kronos out of the underworld?
Oh,
Mhm.
definitely not.
No, but there was. But
The
we all know about the
Cyclops
Odyssey.
The Cyclops sided with Zeus because Kronos was an asshole to them. It was, Zeus's alliance with the Cyclopes and the Hundred-Handed Ones was critical to his victory.
Mm-hmm.
Which were other creations of Uranus and Gaia, the Cyclopes and the Hundred-Handed Ones.
You know, this just makes me think of the movie Troy. You know of how Apollo, for some reason, the sun god, he seems to be the most worshipped one in that entire movie. I mean, what's up with that? Like, why, according to Greek mythology, would Apollo become higher than Zeus? If that's really
He wouldn't
true.
have been higher than Zeus. He was a son of Zeus and the Titan Leidos.
Wait, he was the
god of a lot of things. He was the god of music. So originally, I don't think he was the sun god. Helios, the Titan, was, but I think it would move to Apollo.
Wait. He was the son of Zeus and a Titan named Helios.
No, a Titan named Leidos. Helios was the original sun god. Helios was a guy, so no.
Okay. Apollo is the son of Zeus and another Titan named Leda, whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
seriously, Greek mythology is just crazy, but also badass.
Yeah, and the fucking Zeus, he married his sister.
Correct.
Yep.
Incest for the win, y'all.
I mean, that's how it was back in the past. A lot of people have been fucking each other.
Yep.
Crazy, but true. And also kind of gross.
Sweet
Apollo,
home
if anything, was
Alabama.
probably worse than Zeus. He was a complete psychopath.
Who is worse than Zeus?
Probably Apollo. Yeah. He was really bad. There's this one horrible story where he flays this satyr alive just for boasting about his music skills.
Would you call Zeus a psychopath?
Pretty much most of them are.
Yeah,
Ares in particular also was insane.
Ares.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's portrayed as a lovable goofball in the Hercules cartoon. And
Even though
Zeus
he was the god of war.
He didn't get much screen time there, but there's this one weird story.
No. I'm thinking Hermes. My bad.
Right.
Yeah, Hermes is the
Ares. Yeah, but there's this one story where someone wanted to avoid dying when Thanatos, the god of death, showed up. This is probably one of the dumbest stories in Greek mythology. So some guy actually is able to grab a brick and knock the god of death unconscious and tie him up so that he couldn't die. I'm like, he's a god and a mortal man is able to knock him unconscious with a brick. Okay.
Yeah, that makes zero sense.
You said
Yeah.
Thanatos, and you made me think of Xanatos.
Thanatos was
Xanax.
No, he made me think of Xanatos, like the fucking
Gargoyle.
yeah, Gargoyles villain. Or
I know, it
or
made me
whatever the fuck
remember.
you want to call him.
It just reminded me of Xanax.
Thanatos was the god of death, and while death, first no one objected to there not being any death, but Ares apparently was about to watch a battle, and he was looking forward to a bunch of blood and guts, and no one was dying, and he was like, "What the hell?" So he went so he searched around and found Thanatos tied up, and freed him. And then Ares blasted the guy who tied him up.
Mm.
Yeah, Ares is a. There's a reason he was the god of war.
Right.
But
that idea that I just can't get over how stupid that is. That you could knock. Supposedly, though, after that incident, Thanatos didn't announce himself or appear in front of you. He made himself invisible, and then death would just take you quietly.
But
I mean, yeah, that's much easier.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, how the fuck is it possible just knock out the god of death with a brick?
It's like, sure, they may have the personalities of humans, but they're not physically human.
I mean,
apparently you can knock out one of the Greek gods with a brick.
You'd have to at least be a demigod in order to have some kind of effect.
An ordinary guy, he just didn't want to die.
Yeah, I know that's
didn't end well for Sisyphus though. He when Hades found out about his shenanigans, he gave him a pretty severe punishment.
Yeah, I didn't think that he was a demigod, but yeah. What did you think of the Clash and Wrath of the Titans, the one with Ben Worthington or Sam Worthington, whatever? Sam Worthington and Liam Neeson.
Wasn't very good.
Yeah,
honestly, about Greek mythology, or very few of them have been very good lately.
Isn't there like a Clash of the Titans movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger plays as Zeus or something?
No, there's no such movie.
Okay, never mind. I don't know. For some reason, I like. You know who Joan Plowright is, right?
Who?
The actress Joan Plowright.
No.
Oh, Mrs. Wilson from Dennis the Menace.
Oh, yeah.
She plays as the teacher on Last Action Hero, that Arnold Schwarzenegger abortion of a movie. And basically she's like in school talking about some actor, and I thought she was talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger and was saying as to how he played as Zeus in Clash of the Titans or something in some version of it. Maybe she was talking about a different actor. I don't know. Damn it. Oh, well.
Yeah.
So after you're done with the Gargoyles series, what next do you plan on reviewing, Loudmouth?
I don't know. I plan on posting another Gargoyles video soon, and then I'm probably going to try to do something else before I finish.
Okay.
The next episode I'm reviewing is the worst episode of the Goliath Chronicles.
All right. Is it the second to last episode?
No, there's two more after, but this next one is definitely the worst of the 13 episodes. This one you'll actually be laughing quite a bit. The plot of it is insane.
I'll be all ears. I cannot wait.
Egon Pax, Egon Pax, Egon Pax.
What the fuck? It's Greek to me.
You'll get it if you see the episode.
All right.
Egon Pax must be destroyed!
Yeah, I gotta say, your reviews of it got better and better. Like, the first one was meh. The second one, I don't know. There was something not very effective about that one, not very enjoyable. But they just got better and better from there on.
I thought the
in my
first one was good. Why didn't you like the first one?
I don't know. I mean, aside from you like making the reference to fucking, I can't remember the one
Hank
representative's name. Hank Johnson, yeah. Aside from the Hank Johnson, that was probably the funniest reference in your review of the first episode.
You are the dumbest politician since Hank Johnson. Yeah, I pointed out how his kidnapping plan made absolutely no fucking sense.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's
you get-
because the episode wasn't explained to me in a very comprehensive way or something. I don't know.
Well, like the main thing that episode that pissed me and other fans off was the way Fox was portrayed. She was a fucking super competent badass chick in the first 2 seasons. And in that episode, when her kid is taken, she just starts crying over it and doesn't do anything. It was really disgusting.
Right. That's freaking wife of Xanatos, right?
Yeah, she's a member of the pack. She was like ruthless, that woman, in the first 2 seasons.
What the fuck ever happened to gargoyles?
The writing staff was let go, and it moved networks, and then the new writing staff just didn't know what they were doing.
This is why old writing staffs and new writing staffs need to get together to, understand shit.
Right. And I think the network there's a huge difference in the way a syndicated show is made and a network show is made. A syndicated show, as the first 2 seasons of Gargoyles were done, have a lot more creative freedom than something created for the network.
Mm-hmm.
Well, another good example is, do you remember the show Reboot from the 90s? It was the first
Wait, wasn't it the CGI one?
Yeah. It was the first computer animated cartoon show ever.
That was one ugly looking show.
No,
The 90s computer animation was primitive.
Wait,
Yes.
what were we talking about? What is the series called?
Reboot.
Never heard of it.
Well,
Really?
it was another example of this. The first 2 seasons were made network with ABC, and they were pretty lighthearted. And when they made season 3, it was made syndicated and premiered on Cartoon Network. It got dramatically darker. It was dramatically more adult. It kind of was a stunning tonal shift. But apparently that was just because the creators had way more creative liberty as a syndicated show than from a network show. Like, there was this one scene halfway through it where they're playing a fighting game and Enzo gets slashed through the eye. And even watching it as like a 10-year-old, my jaw dropped. I'm like, holy shit. They would not have allowed that if it was... Yeah, if it was still on ABC Saturday mornings, they would not have allowed that.
No, hell no.
And Gargoyles is kind of similar. The first 2 seasons were syndicated, and they had relatively high creative freedom. When they switched it to a network show, after Disney canceled it, and the syndicated part of it was canceled, it was picked up by ABC and run as a network show for Saturday morning. And they were given all kinds of restrictions that Greg Wiseman and the other creators didn't like, and Wiseman decided to quit. And thus, a new creative show was basically forced to make the season in only a few months, hence why it always looks and feels so rushed.
You talking about Reboot?
No, I was talking about Gargoyles.
Oh, okay. Not following along with the conversation very well, apparently.
Okay.
But
the first
yeah.
2 seasons were syndicated. The 3rd season was network, and it was a lot more restrictive, and that's why the original creative crew all dropped out.
I understand. It was so basically when it became network, it was when that corporate greed played too much of a part in it. As corporate
that's
staff.
why season 3 is a mess, and why the Greg Wiseman, like I say in the first review, he's completely disowned season 3 since season 3 isn't canon. He actually created these comics that he says are actually the real season 3.
Greg Wiseman did the Gargoyles start off as a comic book series, or did it start off as a cartoon that the original creator Greg Wiseman went on to create a comic book series for season 3?
It started off as a cartoon. It was basically the point of it. originally was after Batman the Animated Series was a big hit, which kind of brought a much darker tone to cartoon shows and was attracting a more adult audience. Disney wanted basically to create a more edgy adult cartoon show, and that's why they created Gargoyles. Its tone is radically different than most other Disney cartoons. It's much more mature and it's much more adult.
Yeah, like in comparison to the Timon and Pumbaa animated series.
Something like Timon and Pumbaa or DuckTales or Darkwing Duck. Those are all fine shows for what they are, but they're not really adult entertainment, whereas Gargoyles felt just as much made for adults as kids.
Yeah, looking back, Timon and Pumbaa doesn't... I don't know. I don't remember many qualities as worth remembering from Timon and Pumbaa. In fact,
no, not really.
Just looking at the...
I like DuckTales as a kid. That was always enjoyable.
Oh, who doesn't
That was
like
my
DuckTales?
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg.
No wonder.
Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur.
Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder Patrick loves that show.
But what was it? Well, and what's great about Gargoyles is even though it was created to kind of capitalize off Batman the Animated Series, it never feels like a ripoff of Batman the Animated Series. It feels like its own thing. It does not. It feels like a very differently told story. It had a really strong continuity from episode to episode. There'd be like a line from an early episode that was said and never followed up on, and then like 20 episodes down the road it would finally be like fulfilled. It showed that there was a lot of planning into that show's continuity, and I think that's what really helped it stand above as being so special of a show. Plus the voice actors from Star Trek The Next Generation were awesome.
Yeah, you had Riker playing as Xanatos, right?
Riker was Xanatos. Yeah, Jonathan Frakes. Marina Sirtis. Counselor Troy was Demona.
Right.
Brent Spiner was Puck in it.
What's the name of the guy who played as Goliath again?
Keith David.
Keith David. Did Keith David play any part in Star Trek?
No, he wasn't from Star Trek. He was in the 80s version of The Thing. If you remember.
I don't think I've watched the 80s version. I think I might have watched some 2000s version. Not sure.
Oh, the 80s
you mean
version
the reboot?
How many reboots have there been made of The Thing?
One.
Technically only one, because the one from 2011 was not a reboot. It was a prequel to the one from the 80s.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a prequel.
I think I watched the 2011 one.
That one was okay, but John Carpenter's predecessor was much better.
Oh yeah, way better.
Wasn't The Thing like a reboot of some much older series by the same name?
Yeah, that was a reboot of a black and white movie from the mid-50s. The Thing from Another World.
Obviously not.
John Carpenter's version is very different, though.
Yes.
Obviously not as gory, right?
No, not as gory as the John Carpenter version, but... And Keith David was in that one. He's been in a few other things. The guy really was perfect as Goliath. His voice was just so deep, menacing, and intense. He just fit that role so perfectly.
Yeah.
You just cannot imagine anyone else voicing that character. And really
just imagining him in a high voice pisses me off.
My kind have no names, but you humans call me Goliath.
I can't do it. Can't sound that cool.
No, it sounded pretty similar. Sounded similar enough.
Yeah.
You know who's another pretty good voice actor? John Hurt.
Oh yeah, but he's dead today.
Yeah, he played as the dragon from Merlin. I still have to finish that series.
Oh, yes, I know who you're referring to now.
Yeah, he was in a lot of things. He was in Watership Down as well.
Ooh,
I really love the shit out of Merlin when I actually do watch it. Like all the complex kind of black and white characters. It has actual character development between Arthur and Merlin, and I kind of think it's an interesting take how they portray Merlin because Merlin is typically an old geezer, but here they actually played him as some I don't know almost college age young lad, and
Yeah.
Arthur is almost like I don't know a couple years older than him or something.
That's different.
Yeah,
It,
you never
it
seen
was
Merlin?
different, but welcomed.
You never seen Merlin, Loudmouth?
Which Merlin? I've seen a few things with that character.
Merlin, the late 2000 series that had John Hurt playing as the dragon.
No.
No? Okay.
You should
Yeah,
probably
well,
see it.
He was a pretty good voice actor for the dragon. And by the way, FYI, the special effects for the Merlin series are horrendous.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
a forewarning.
It is god awful.
Like the 80s called they want their special effects back.
Nice.
Mhm.
But
That's why I mostly
another,
focus on the
Star Trek-
dialogue.
Another Star Trek actor who was in Gargoyles was Michael Dorn. Worf was Cold Stone. He wasn't one of the main characters. He was a recurring character.
Okay.
It was kind of the Gargoyles version of Frankenstein, similar to the way Frankenstein was pieced together with dead human bodies. This one was dead pieces of a smashed gargoyle who was smashed in their sleep was like pieced together and reanimated and like turned into a cyborg. Yeah, Cold Stone.
Worf.
Oh, that-
Worf from DS9. That's got to be like one of the better characters in my opinion of DS9. Although
Well,
I
he
still
started
have
the Next Generation, but yeah, he can't.
right. No, duh. But I'd say some of my top characters in really all of Star Trek, for that matter, like would probably have to be Chief O'Brien, Quark, and Garrick. And Gold Dukat is pretty cool too. I haven't watched enough of the Next Generation to actually get invested in those characters. As far as Voyager goes, the only character that I think I can outright say I like was Neelix. That Chakotay is cool too, but I don't know. There's just moments of when the Voyager crew can get a little bit overly preachy.
Yeah,
in my opinion. Whereas I kind of appreciate that DS9 explored some of the grays in people's morals. Like there's that one episode of where literally Chief of... how much of the series have you watched, Loudmouth?
just started season 2.
Oh.
I've been marathoning it with all this time off thanks to this fucking virus.
Yeah, it drives you crazy if you want to socialize.
Right.
Well, my job is like paying me partially, so I'm not like in dire financial straits over it, but it's still really stressful.
Yeah. But there's this one episode of where that Chief O'Brien, I'm not going to spoil like the main plot of it, but there's this one episode of where that Chief O'Brien kind of breaks down and shows an almost more, I don't know, irritable and more human side.
I mean, he seems to have shown that before. He's a family man, yada yada.
Yeah, no, he's always had irritabilities, but there's one part in that particular show where he almost assaults little Kim, or I think Kim. What's the name of the little girl?
His daughter?
Yeah, his daughter. For some reason, I want to...
I forgot the girl's name, but yeah, he had a daughter. Like, he had an Asian wife, and yeah.
Yeah, I remember Keiko. Why the wife is named Keiko. Damn it, I cannot remember the little girl. I feel bad for that now.
Whatever.
No, fine. It's just fine. Be that way, loudmouth. Meh. I think I don't know. I think I might end this call here pretty soon because
Yeah,
the
it's getting
mood is
late. I'm getting
dying
tired.
down. Hey, it
Yeah,
was
I don't blame you.
hey, but I do want to say that it was great talking Greek mythology with you, Loudmouth.
Yep.
Thanks for educating us somewhat on it. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all fucked up shit though.
It's fucked
Yeah.
up, but it's epic at the same time.
But if you have a morbid curiosity, you're gonna love it.
Like a lot of words like we use in our language come from Greek mythology. Like, what is a narcissist, for example?
Yeah.
Comes from Greek mythology. The son of Aphrodite, Narcissus, was so handsome that apparently he fell in love with himself. He looked at his reflection in the water and he couldn't stop looking away, and he eventually kind of just starved there. And that's where the term narcissist comes from.
Yep.
Isn't a narcissist basically somebody who's also controlling or something?
Less about that. That's more sociopath. Whereas, well, the thing is, sociopaths and psychopaths are all narcissistic, but not all narcissists are sociopaths.
Yeah.
Where,
For some
in
reason,
terms of a psychological condition, a narcissist is just someone with an often delusionally high opinion of themselves.
For some reason, I thought associated with the definition of a narcissist was also being controlling or manipulative or whatever.
No.
That can be, but not necessarily. Mostly, a narcissist is just again somebody with a ridiculously high opinion of themselves, someone who can never admit fault.
Yeah, they're so full of themselves that they can't admit when they're guilty.
Nothing's ever their fault. That's a way of spotting a narcissist.
I kind of thought that was more or less a pompous.
That's a narcissist.
Yeah, pompous is narcissism.
Well, sociopaths, psychopaths tend to be very narcissistic. It's one of the main reasons. It's one of the best ways to spot them.
Mhm.
But it is
See how full
possible
of themselves they are.
to be narcissistic and to have human empathy. So not all narcissists are sociopaths, but inevitably, the total lack of empathy for others psychopaths have is often driven by intense narcissism. They see themselves in such a high regard that literally no one else matters other than themselves.
Yep.
All right.
It's why they can often justify in their minds really horrible things, because in their minds they don't really see other people as real. They only really see things through their own lens. It's all about me.
Full of themselves.
Yes. Very full of themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're not always criminals. That's often like a Hollywood or myth about them, like that all of them are serial killers, that all of them are holding people in their basement. That's largely a myth. A lot of them are very law-abiding.
Yeah, I remember
Oftentimes they're very successful. Actually, the manager in a large building is probably twice as likely to be a psychopath than cashier. Psychopaths are really ruthless and very competitive, so they usually get high positions.
And some of them end up being professional athletes, and you know what happens with that.
Professional athletes, politicians, and I think there's a whole bunch of them in journalism.
Oh, yeah.
And what was disturbing is a lot of doctors actually have an unusually high level of psychopathy compared to most professions.
And that's terrifying to think about.
That is kind of terrifying to think about.
Why is it that they have a natural tendency to heal then? Money?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great profession, but not all doctors are saints. Do you remember that Dr. Emmett Fada? That scandal from a couple of years ago?
Weren't they the ones that started killing a bunch of their patients?
Oh, worse. Emmett Fada, he was the guy who falsely diagnosed people with cancer who didn't have cancer so he could scam millions of dollars in Medicaid,
Holy
giving people
shit.
cancer treatments they didn't need.
Oh my god.
psychopath. He was eventually caught and
Good.
given 45 years, which is way less than he deserves.
Right.
I think he deserves execution, to be honest.
Oh, fuck that. Yeah, my God. That guy's crimes were some of the worst I've ever heard.
They were crimes against humanity. Like, fuck.
Yeah, he tortured those people.
Yep.
Cancer chemotherapies are incredibly nasty. You don't want them if you don't have cancer.
Oh, yeah. It's radiation going into your body.
Yeah, these people are like crippled for life because this scumbag wanted to make few extra bucks. Well, there's a good lesson to that. Get a second opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Never go into cancer treatments based on one doctor's word. That is actually how he eventually got caught. So this is actually great how he got caught. A doctor who used to work with him, who used to be a subordinate of his, always hated his boss but never had anything on him. When he found out, when someone came to him with a cancer diagnosis that he knew was bullshit, he asked them who it was, and when he found out it was his old boss, he immediately called the cops. Within a week, Fada was under arrest.
Mm.
Damn.
So but the guy was talking. I always knew he was a scumbag. I just didn't have anything on him. So he jumped at the chance to get the guy arrested. You can tell about some people.
When hating somebody actually becomes beneficial.
Some people give off a bad vibe for a reason.
Yeah. That's why you trust your gut feeling a lot of the time.
Don't always trust your gut.
Don't
feeling,
always
but
trust
it's not
it,
always
but
wrong.
yeah, don't always trust it, but always keep that in the back of your head.
Go with the evidence first.
Mm-hmm.
And the evidence was strong against him.
All right.
All right. Well,
and I
I'll talk to you
think
guys later.
that's, see you later, Jim. Have a good night. And that is where we're going to wrap it up. And thanks for joining along, Crusader. It's been a lovely chat. And hope to see you all later. Probably do this again with the C virus continuing on.
Probably.
Have a good night and God bless.
God bless.
Okay. I should have pressed the end broadcast button first, but anyway, fail. See y'all later. Good night and God bless. Peace out.